All you beautiful people, we're back. We're back with week 5 of E-League United. Tonight's game in TKK versus TPP. Best of 3 series. How are you guys doing? Today it is me, your color caster Soundwave, joined by our play-by-play caster. You all know him. You all love him. It's Toasty Boy. Say hi.
Hello, hello, everyone. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we are just about to load into draft, I believe. Uh, oh, okay. All right, we're just waiting on a final 10th player. Bear with us for a second. But yeah, we're back with week 5. First game of the week. Uh, that is TKK versus TPP. And then tomorrow's game will be GCC versus New York Mutants. All three games this week are looking to be bangers. Sunday is followed up by LLW and Wardens. And then TAD versus GCA was also rescheduled to Sunday. I do not know if that's going to be casted or not, though, depending on how many casters we can get going. But hopefully, you guys get to see at least some VOD of it. All right, we're just having technical issues here. We'll be hopefully up and going in a second. How are you guys doing this week, though? What's going on in your lives? Did you have a good Halloween? What did you all go as? If you had costumes, how was that?
Oh, no, it was someone else. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Um, Yeah, just having some technical difficulties here, I guess. You said it was ISO? All right. Yeah. Just wait for ISO and then we'll get this game started. Um Looking to be a very fun game. Um both teams' games last week were absolutely nutty. Fid sick on the side of TKK went absolutely bonkers in the jungle. Hopefully we get to see him do it again this week. He's gonna have to go up against Brick Machine this time though, so we'll see how he does.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm hoping to see some competition since uh TPP is pretty loaded. They have two diamond players and
mhm.
ELU's one grandmaster player,
Yes.
so they're pretty stacked. However, I have some confidence in TKK. Will they be able to win the series? I'm not too sure, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You know, obviously we all know TPP is loaded. They're one of our top two teams up there with LLW. But I mean, Fintech has gone nuts the past 2 weeks. Honestly,
Yeah,
week 3 he went absolutely bonkers with his Fiddlesticks pick, and then last week he had. They played all 3 games. I believe he went. He had 2 perfect games actually. Um, yeah, yeah, he had a 10-0 game as Morgana game 1 versus GCC. He also had a 5-0 game as Gragas versus GCC. And then even still, game 2, he put up 3 deaths on the board, but he went 13-3 as Nocturne. So he's been on the money. And GCC, not not a pushover team. GCC is still in our top 5. So
yeah.
um,
Last week's game was a little off. They had two subs. They weren't
mhm,
at full power. You know,
yeah.
probably they haven't practiced with two other subs in terms of comms,
Mhm,
so it's completely understandable. Plus, they're
right.
missing their diamond jungler, young Trincetta.
Mhm. Yeah, true. Young trendsetter. Shame we couldn't see him last week, but I
Yeah,
mean, things come up. It happens.
yeah, perfectly understandable.
But also something to look at. And I say this with hesitancy because I was on the team that got stomped last week. As I subbed in for War, like I do sometimes. But ISO went absolutely bananas on his Zaya pick all 3 games last week. Okay, we're looking to move the draft here. Josie boy, what do you what are you hoping to see? Oh, we're getting right
Um,
into it actually.
I'm
We're
hoping
got
to see
into
a
Fiddlesticks.
I'm hoping to see a Xayah ban because ISO has been
Yeah.
playing that nonstop. played it 3 times, all 3 games last,
Yeah, yeah,
last series.
yeah. And he absolutely stomped it. So hopefully that Zaya ban comes up. TKK looking to take away Neffel's Urgot and the Diana and the Volibear too. Urgot and Volibear both champions that Neffel played last week. He didn't do excuse me, he didn't run away with the game, but he did solidly. I believe he was 3-0 on his first Urgot game, and then his Volibear game, I believe he was 0-1, but still had the really good roams and the good support. So not surprised to see, but no Zaya pick. So TPP is going to go
I
straight into the first pick Zaya.
That kinda upsets me that they didn't ban Xayah. D
Yeah.
I don't get it, but,
No,
I don't
I
know, it's
definitely agree. Gonna fe- gonna see a first pick Tom Kench here. Probably going to Neffel. Tom Kench is also
yeah,
support, but I mean he's mainly been top lane this season since his
yeah,
rework.
yeah, I
So
would
you don't see a
definitely
whole lot of Tom Kench supports.
yeah, I would definitely prefer him in the top lane. I'm sure he's a
Yeah, and
okay support, but yeah, there's definitely
I
better
mean he's
options
a
out
lane
there.
bully in top lane, so he's
Oh
very
god,
good there.
he you give him an inch, he'll go a mile.
Yeah, I
Um
mean once you have anathemas, you don't lose. I mean, like to be fair, you don't lose lane pre-6 generally to begin with, just because of his gray shield, his gray
yeah,
health. But I mean, it also like his hidden damage on like his Q and his passive on his auto attacks deal so much damage. But like,
yeah, especially for a tank.
but Anathemas is just it's the best top laner item right now. It really is.
Yeah,
But you know, I would have expected the Rakan pick to come here, coupled with the Zaya. TKK might look to get that Rakan pick so that they don't get to pair it up. But we see the Poppy pick from TPP and the Grace pick from TKK here.
yeah, that
Fitzik,
Poppy we've been seeing a lot of Poppy in the jungle
mhm,
lately.
yeah.
Pretty good jungler.
Mhm. We have seen Fitzik. um, yeah, economy. Lots of PP and lots of KK. Yeah, TPP versus KKK. Um, but we've seen Fitzik play the Graves a couple of times now too. He's done
Yeah,
very well on it. So pairing that up with the Senate too, both two of your I would say most off role ADCs. They're the two ADCs that function the least like traditional ADCs. I would say. Um, Graves obviously not having the range, and then having to refill his shotgun, and then Senna having the very low scaling attack speed with the harder hitting autos.
yeah, I
But
I wouldn't even think of putting Graves in the bot lane. As you've probably seen in Worlds, he's more of a well nowadays a top laner. You can even throw him mid, just
yeah,
don't put him in the bot lane.
yeah, Graves top and Graves mid is super annoying. I imagine he's gonna go jungle here.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, I mean, I can't imagine playing him as an actual ADC because he would get bullied all day because of the range matchup. You know,
Yeah,
he's not in
just
the jungle where he can dart around corners out of fog and into bushes. You know, where he can get up on top of people when he wants to be.
yeah, and now we have all our bans. It is that hmm. So we see a
Uh,
Trundle, and that can
uh,
be
yeah,
their
that's a good
jungler.
question. So does that mean it actually is a Graves ADC? Or oh, it might be a
No, that
Graves mid.
no. Yeah,
Yeah, and then Senna support. So we're just looking for their ADC pick here.
yeah,
Still, I mean, no Rakan ban here. TKK bans out the Silas and the Kled, uh, which I think are totally fine bans. I don't know how I feel about the Kled ban. He generally plays totally fine. It's a Tom Kench. You know, when you're playing Tom Kench, you're looking to ban those super annoying top lane picks. The like the Quinn, possibly the Timo if you're worried about it. Timo actually with this patch is really strong right now.
oh,
He's
for
he's
sure.
very strong with his changes. So you know you're looking to ban those annoying picks into time catch people that can bully him. right, from a range, and
Yeah.
burn down that gray health. But um,
And okay, now we have a Cassiopeia, which is probably gonna go mid. So that leaves a question: where is this Trundle and Graves gonna go? Um,
oh, actually, yeah. What is so okay? My initial thought here is like obviously the Kench is top. Well,
yeah,
no, actually, this might be one of the few situations where Kench may be support because I'm seeing Cassiopeia is mid, right? She doesn't play any other lanes. She can be played top, but like I would feel bad for a top lane Cassiopeia. Um, and then Trundle,
yeah. These you can
they all want
even.
to see your
I mean,
face. They all want to see your face,
I
Toasty.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry, my guys. Maybe next time. But yeah, Trundle, he could go support, he could go jungle, he could go top.
mhm.
Graves, he could go jungle, top, mid. Um, yeah,
Maybe
this is
that's the
a
plan. Just confuse them so
yeah,
they. I I don't know how much of that mental game actually plays out though. Because once you're on the Rift, you know where everybody is. Um,
yeah.
but I,
More than likely, Cassiopeia's going mid. They could always
yeah,
surprise us, and maybe they'll throw him in the bot lane if they're feeling cracked today, but
yeah.
I doubt it. Mm, who do you think won the draft?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it was TPP. TKK doesn't have a traditional ADC. Um,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
they have
they've got
Senna,
the
who
Senna, they have the Senna, and they have the Graves, right? But that's not. My concern here is yes, Senna does a lot of damage, especially if she does her traditional ADC build where she's building the lethality instead of the attack speed and the grid items, right? Because she doesn't
yeah,
scale especially well with attack speed. But I mean, I, I don't know. Senna has a hard time dealing with tanks before she gets a couple of items and a lot of her orbs, right? And
yeah,
staring down a Poppy and a Nautilus, even a Gragas who's building those AP items that have a bunch of health onto them,
yeah.
or
Yeah, I'd have to
bruiser
agree with you
stats.
there that TPP won the draft. TKK can always prove us wrong and just absolutely wallop TPP, but they have
Hmm.
to play very safe, very smart, and maybe they'll
Yeah,
do
for
that
sure.
today. We'll have to
And
see.
and, and I think uh, you know, looking at this, if we're assuming the Kench is top, right? He has a hard time into Poppy only because Poppy is an anti-tank, right? She does the max health percentage damage. And she can
Yeah,
also
but
throw him out of his abyssal dive, his W, by shoving him. He doesn't even have to hit a wall. She could just throw him out of the channel, right? Either
yeah,
with her ult or her dash.
and now here's
Um,
a thought: is more than likely Pop's going jungle, right? More than likely,
Probably, yeah. Yeah, for
but
well,
Gragas, he's also a jungler.
I
He
don't know
also do
actually
that.
because Fidzik played Gragas jungle last week, so it's possible that the Poppy is top. I
Yeah,
don't know. Regardless, both teams have picked kind of odd team comps. Very
yeah.
flexible for at the least.
Well, I would say that more with TKK, but yeah, I'd say TPP can say that as well.
We do actually have confirmation here though, because we're waiting on our spectator delay now. We can see how they swapped around champions. So Wyke is taking Echo mid, ISO taking Zayabot as expected. Those two champs, that's where they go, right? Scaling into Nautilus. It is a Gragas jungle and it's a Poppy top lane. Um, Trundle
Interesting,
is
interesting.
TKK's jungle. Um, Senna is. Let me pull up this graphic real quick.
Hmm. I'm kind of interested seeing Peels going Graves. I wouldn't expect that from him,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's a top lane Graves versus Poppy.
hmm. All right, go off Peels.
Yeah, a little bit interesting. I'm kind of curious. I don't know this interaction off the top of my head. I guess somebody in chat can tell me. So, if Poppy cancels Graves' dash, he doesn't get the reset on his autos, right? He doesn't reload, or
Uh,
does he? I know he won't dash, but will he get the extra shotgun shell?
More than likely, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Okay, he does get another ammo Soko. All right, thank you. So all hope is not lost. But uh, I don't know. This feels like a hard matchup for Graves, especially if Poppy's just stacking armor, right? I mean, Graves can kind of take it himself, but
Yeah, with his
if she's just
passive.
gonna stop him from dashing around, it makes the lane a lot less safe for him.
I think, mm, I think Rogers has to make sure that, Graves doesn't get too far ahead, because you
Hmm.
never wanna get a fed Graves, because that's just not a fun time.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
once
if
Graves has shield bow, it's rough. It really is. He's one of the champions that
yeah,
has a very big burst item mythic spike.
yeah.
Um,
I'm kinda excited for this, dude. It's
yeah,
pretty
I am I am too actually. TPP has a very traditional bot lane. The Nautilus and Zaya is very
yeah,
powerful, but
but
then
then you have Tom
Ascena and
Kench.
Tom Kench, yeah, that's
It's like, it doesn't sound amazing, but Tom Kench, like,
yeah, true, true.
yeah.
Um, especially if he
Advancing
does start the
indestructible.
anathemas right against the Zaya, who needs a couple items to like really get online. Like
Yeah.
that's gross. It really is gross. Um, But I mean, I'm even wondering here: is this because? Let me look at the roster again. So Germsan is their normal ADC who is being subbed for by. Uh, Sorry, Monkey. Can you pull that main screen back up again? Oh, okay. We're going to game actually. Sorry. Um, what was I saying? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So yeah. So vacant tech into sub. He's filling in for Germsan, who went the ADC, which says to me this isn't. I mean, this may be like. I mean, I would call it fasting Senna, right? But like Tom Kench
Yeah.
ADC, it realistically is what we're looking at, which is awesome.
We're having some issues right now. We will be in game relatively soon.
Uh, can you alt tab to the game real quick? Sorry. All right, 1 second. Tosi, I'm gonna mute my mic to work out these issues with Monkey. Can you go ahead and just give some more thoughts and opinions for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Um, yeah. We're having some issues. Should be fixed relatively soon. Just things aren't. We have the game loaded up and everything. It's not showing up. Oh,
Okay, actually, it looks like we're
okay.
looks like we're good now, right?
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Yep.
Okay. Game starting. Let's see.
There we go. All right, we should be good now. We should be good now.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
No, you're good. Just stay on that screen.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I see. I see. Ah, yeah. You can see we now have the new Rift timer, Baron timer, Dragon timer. They're in your top left and top right corners. Very fancy, very fancy. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jazz, for making those. Oh,
Yeah.
never.
We
I have been informed Jazz did not make those. Sorry, I've never seen them before.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
okay. We apologize
We're
for the slight scuffness, but things should
yeah,
things should roll out smoothly from here on out. Hopefully.
yeah, it should. Gonna be normal starts from both sides. No invades, no cheeses, no bush strats. Just normal. Um,
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna want to try that until like maybe game 3 if they're feeling a little spicy. But
yeah, yeah. Once they know kind of what the matchup looks like. But yeah, honestly, what this feels like almost is TKK said, "Hey, we're playing one of, if not the best team in the league. Like we're going to go, but like we're gonna go ape this game, right?" That kind of felt like their thought was like, "Hey, we're gonna do what we want to do. If it works, then it
oh,
works."
we're having a trade here in the top lane.
Ooh,
Looks
Neffel.
like Peels is gonna win it just by a little bit.
Probably,
Trying
I
to
don't know, 50-ish health.
yeah, Peels is trying to assert his dominance as you do,
Ooh, is he gonna?
and he oh oh
Oh, P isn't gonna back off.
if he
I think he had that kill there.
yeah if he had
Maybe.
ignite if he had
Yeah.
ignite he might have had that. And now we have a hook coming in from scaling. Not much will come of it, but he'll definitely chunk out vacant tech.
hmm
Looks like
Neffel here
TKK.
having to burn 2 of his corrupting potions already.
Oh, Peels, is he gonna? And
Oh,
just like that, the fight gets turned, and we have our first blood going to Nuffle.
oh man, that was a great level 2 fight. I mean, I think their peels.
Oh, but Fit 6 going in for
Oh,
never
immediately
mind.
TP's back.
Oh, and
Mm.
well, there you go. Nuffle flashes and still dies.
Is there some sort of like animosity between Neffels and Peels that we don't know about? They're
I
not even CSing,
possibly
they're just killing
maybe.
each other.
I mean, they're equal in CS right now, but
Yeah, they're both
no,
at.
maybe
They're,
I
they're
wouldn't
just
wanna.
they're just about equal. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Peels knows that he has to get early lead, and he's
hmm
trying to play pretty smart. Like
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
in those quick trades, you saw him trying to block Poppy from getting her shields, which is
hmm
pretty smart. But then Peel Niffle guy level 2 just smashed him into the wall, did hella damage,
Yeah.
and
Um.
well now they're 1 for
Yeah.
1. So
Yeah. Yeah. They did go 1 for 1. I think realistically, I think TKK wins that by just a little bit because their jungler did get a Siskel on the second kill, right?
yeah.
I think that may even out with the first kill blood or with the first blood gold. So
Oh,
they're
and now
probably
we
just
have
about
another scaling is just on it with these hooks. Is able to cancel out vacant techs, jump or pool dive, whatever the hell you want to call that.
he has abyssal dive, yeah,
His little dive, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and now we have
Isa
another
making some
thing.
good work there, stunning him out of his dive.
Is
Wow.
definitely gonna die here again?
I think at worst he flashes over the wall. Oh, Neffel
We
doesn't
have
have flash.
two.
He's getting run down.
Wow.
Ooh, brutal game for Neffel off the bat.
Yeah.
We're 5 minutes in and he pick killed twice.
Yeah. If Neffel could have stayed alive a little longer, Wreck Machine and White
He
could
would,
have
yeah, he would have
possibly.
met the echo there.
Yeah.
Um,
Possibly could have been saved, but unfortunately he wasn't.
yeah. I think TKK is learning from War's mistake last week. You know, we tried to play through the bot lane, which against TPP, not a great idea. ISO and scaling are arguably the best bot lane in the league.
Duo.
Right?
Yeah.
There are resident twins here at E League United. So they kind of have that sixth sense with each other where they don't have to talk about things. They just know what's going on.
Well,
They
I'm pretty
vibe
sure
well
they still.
together.
Oh, and we have Brick Machine coming up for a gank. He doesn't
Field's
have his
just gonna
Predator up,
dodge out.
but
He
yeah,
2 levels down though. That could be very bad at the Trundle to counter gank there. Um,
yeah, definitely,
but yeah, it looks like Fitzik is playing smart here. Um, y-
definitely, yeah,
Scaling and ISO have a lot of CC down the bot lane, so if he gets caught out ganking, it could be really bad for him. Especially giving ISO his kills on his Zaya. He is gonna gank here
all
though.
all right. Uh, He did force out Scaling's flash and ISO Square's flash.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, see, and this is what I'm talking about. ISO and Scaling are just so strong as a bot lane. They're not. I would say they're probably the least gankable duo lane in the league, right? And
Yeah,
it's one of the things you have to be super careful about, which is why I'm not super surprised that Fitzik is focusing around the top side right now.
yeah. It looks like they're
Uh,
gonna try start the dragon, even though
yes,
Brick
yes.
Machine only has 30 CS and 4 levels, but
Mhm.
he is tanking it quite a lot, and
If
yeah, it looks
Fitzik
like
can outsmite this drag if he can get in the pit, but it doesn't look like he can do that.
yeah, it's gonna
Oh
be
no.
a 1-for-1 so far. But for Salto's come in with Cassiopeia, yeesh. Yeah, I don't think Brick Machine should have gone for that early drag. He didn't have enough experience. He was gonna, even if they didn't show up, he's gonna take too long to take it, and that's
Mhm.
precious time you could spend ganking or trying to give up on levels.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Fitzik there, being a level up on Machine, needed to, use his pillar to cause some chaos in the drag pit, get in there, outsmite it, and then W out if possible. Kind of harrowing though. He still have to
Yeah,
sidestep the scaling feathers on the Zaya, so I
I
don't know
think
if
if
it's a
they,
great contest, but
yeah, if they went through that a little slower, gave time to for
mhm,
Salto to help them out, I think they could have gotten the dragon and those kills. But
mhm. Yeah, no, I agree, especially because eh, think about it. So it's
Red team has
Tom
slain the
Kench,
dragon.
um, Trundle, Senna, Gragas, Zaya, Nautilus, right?
yeah,
Gragas and Nautilus have high cooldown CC abilities, right? So Gragas was level 4. He couldn't throw people around with the ult yet. He could hit people with his dash, but I mean, still both AP champions with high cooldown abilities.
absolutely.
Zaya
And you,
has the high cooldown on the stun. If you slow play it there, then the Senna and the Tom Ken should get to use their auto attacks to poke out, potentially win the game. Trundle too, because he is an auto attack carry, right? So,
yeah,
if you wait for those cooldowns to go, if you wait for those abilities to go on cooldown, you get some more pressure in that lane because your champions are better auto attackers than Gragas and Nautilus.
absolutely. I'm hoping to see a little bit more kill pressure for Brick Machine. He only
Mm.
has 1 assist, while Fitzik has 4.
Yeah, we've only
He
seen
needs,
Gragas gank once, right? He ganked Peels in the top lane, but
yeah,
he walked
and
out.
yeah, and right
Um,
now, Fizzic's looking pretty good. Brick Machine's trying to.
yeah,
Oh, that's pretty. Oh,
yeah,
he dies for it.
Peels is very strong.
And Bumblade does get the shutdown. That is pretty huge. I think in cases like that, it's worthwhile to die when your gold isn't. You don't have that much gold on you,
Hmm.
and you're giving a shutdown to your mid laner who is able to deal lots of damage. Especially if you have someone like Wazowski, who's just a
Hmm.
pretty. He's a diamond mid laner, so he knows what he's doing
Yeah, yeah.
for the most part.
No, and that's totally
Oh,
understandable.
oh, for Salta misses his R, but
Ooh,
oh,
for
but
Salto went faker with that with that juke. Wow.
That,
Somebody clip that.
yeah, please. Oh, is Neffel?
Finsick? Oh!
Oh, Neffel, baby, what are you doing?
Oh, TKK has found their sweet spot. Man,
I
they...
It's looking pretty good for TKK. However,
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't look like it to their heads because we've seen games where we see the underdogs get ahead in the first half
Hmm.
and then they just get steamrolled in the second
Yeah.
half.
Um, yeah, no, I agree. And I think the real concern here is that, like, ISO is only 1-1 right now. He does have 100 CS. He's double Tom CS, but Tom Kench doesn't care a whole lot about CS, right? He had the really good
Yeah.
scaling on his base abilities, right? He's looking to get his cheap tank items, which I mean may be another benefit of this bot lane is that their ADC quote unquote isn't super reliant on gold, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean if ISO gets ahead at any point here, right? Or even if he stays even, he could be a really big issue if he doesn't
Yeah.
get shut out of this game here. But I mean, beautiful mechanics from Salto and Fidsick, right?
Yeah.
Just taking your time, running the Poppy out through tower, letting the tower kill her, having Peel show up to finish off and get the kill, and then for
Yeah.
Salto,
I don't think
absolutely breaking the ankles of Wyke. Like,
yeah. Although Frasalto did miss his R,
mhm,
White just he was just tanking it for no reason, having to use his ult and
mhm.
then dying right after. That was a little.
Yes,
Oh,
because
and
his ult put him back at tower range.
yeah, and is that gonna be enough for Zai to get out? And she does die.
Ooh,
Scalenly's able to get out. I think they were there just they weren't too aware of the map pressure they didn't
yeah,
have,
so they got 4-man rotated on.
and right now Fitzix just 1v1ing Neffel is able to
Oh,
and
gonna ult him out of the way there.
yeah, unfortunate.
Um, yeah, another interesting thing. So for Salto on Cassiopeia, has chosen to go Leandri's Mythic, which I don't think is terrible considering they have the Nautilus, they have the Poppy, they have the Gragas, three champions that can get super tanky, right?
Yeah,
Also
well,
helps you. Also helps you with the Echo because he's gonna keep the burn even after he ults, right?
yeah.
But I I mean we've seen Cassiopeia once so far. I think it was for Salto again the first time.
Well, no,
But I would
99 Forever also played it in one of our
oh was
games,
it
but
999 forever? Just
Seldom I've also played it, but I'm not too sure. It looks like we're having a drag fight here. And we have, is that TP actually going to top? And now
yes.
we have Ricochet taking Dragon, but they're still fighting it out. Waikusatsuki having to ult, very low on mana. Looks like,
Nobody Vacant Tech gonna kill ISO square there.
but besides that,
And
not much else. A little unfortunate that, and a little odd that Nuffle TP top to try to stop peels, but
yeah,
is what it is.
I mean, realistically, when you're losing a fight at Drag Pit, right? And they didn't lose it super hard. I mean, they didn't get the drag and they lost the kill, but it wasn't a team wipe.
Oh,
I,
Peels, is he gonna be a little too greedy here?
yeah, I don't know. The shield bow shield is just so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna get the walk away from that, unfortunately. If he had a different mythic, the shield wouldn't have popped up though, and definitely
Yeah.
most possibly could have got a kill there. Shield
Yeah,
bow
'cause
so strong right now for ADCs.
yeah, he chunked him out pretty well, all things
Mhm.
considered. He doesn't have his mythic yet. He's pretty behind. Peels has
Yeah,
5
20
kills.
CS.
Yeah, and Neff only has 1 and 3 deaths. So
Hmm.
considering he could chunk him out that well without a mythic,
I don't
that
believe
shows a
so.
lot. Yeah.
Um, I think with the Trundle and the Tom Kench, I mean, even the Graves, who does get pretty tanky from his passive grit, right? It gives him armor when he dashes.
Yeah.
So, he's gonna look to go Divine Thunder here, and I think once he has that, he will start to do a lot of damage. Poppy's one of the few tanks that you can't underestimate their damage, just like Tom
Yeah.
Kench. They're gonna blow you up if you're not careful.
Oh,
Ooh, gonna pop the shield here, gonna save Vacant Tech's
oh,
life.
and
Not gonna get ISO
coming
square
in
a second time,
from
though.
White Wazowski.
Oh! Oh,
Vacant Tech
no!
is gonna die, giving away shutdown to White Wazowski. Very unfortunate. I
Oh,
think it was being a
Vacant
little.
Tech just...
Yeah.
He licked the side of ISO Square's ear, and ISO Square said, "I'm not gonna die today." So close to having the kill there.
Yep. And he even
Um,
flashed for it, and he didn't
mhm.
get it.
Yeah,
You hate to see
unfortunate.
it.
You gotta have that cursor on his head. You gotta, you know. Um, but I mean, I don't. I respect the try though, because had he landed
Yeah.
that lick, it would have been enough to kill him, right? He's you max Q, so at this point he's probably doing like 250 base damage. ISO Square probably
Yeah.
had 100 health left. So, um, but yeah, I mean, notably Cassiopeia is 2-0. Peels is 5-2 also.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
Brick
Bad
Machine
Gragas
ult.
ult.
Uh,
Wrong direction.
yeah, it makes me cringe a little bit, but
Yeah, a
it's
little bit.
fine. Yeah. You have to blow 2 ults, getting nothing out of it, but is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually saved them. So.
Yeah. I'm sure if there was all chat right now, they'd be all chatting. Thank you.
Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I like this Tom Kench pick. Vacant Tech has elected not to go Anathema Chains. He started the Frostfire Gauntlet, which is, I mean, it's fine.
I mean,
If
I
you're
think
not in a solo lane, Anathema Chains doesn't do as much.
I
He is
think
3-2 though, so.
yeah, I agree with his choice to just go straight to his mythic.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think maybe there's some value in buying it later in the game if somebody ends up hard carrying on TPP. But right now getting the utility in team fights is pretty vital. So I think it's totally fine if you're not in that top lane position.
Yeah. And Peels already has his second item, Lord Dominic's.
He already has his LDR, yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, Peels is kind of running away with this game, actually.
Yeah. It looks
Hasn't
like...
had a kill in a couple of minutes, but he's still 5-2, so he's doing well. They're going to look to pick off Hot Dog Bunblade here, though.
And just like that, Salto gets another kill. 3-0-3. Has 2 items. Maiko. Oh, I forgot. You can't get boots on Cassiopeia. I was like, where's his boots? She ain't got no feet.
Can't put boots on a snake tail. She ain't got no feet.
You could try, but...
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. I know that.
Lieutenant Dan ain't got no legs.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, like they're just looking to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He gets collapsed on, so story of the ages, but it happens. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it does lose his 2 Dark Seal stacks, but
yes, I believe he had 2 before he walked in, which is negligible, right? But it's still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially I'm not personally a huge fan of buying Dark Seal on a champion that has to be in the middle of whatever he's doing, right? Like Echo. Like, obviously, I know it's a good item if you're hard carrying, but it's in such a competitive league. If you have to dive into the middle of a team, especially in a league like E-League United, where we're all friends, we all know each other. We're not going to let people get away with stuff like that, without being punished for the most part if you're diving. So
unless you're
Dark Seal's a little risky.
Yeah, unless you're a dirty, nasty KDA player that Mikey just hates. Yeesh.
Yeah. I think I think the Dark Steel is fine. The 350 gold, it's, equivalent to a starter item. It's fine. I think he has to be careful here, though, if he's looking to buy Medjai's. Just because
I
that's a
I
lot of gold, right?
I doubt he
For something
will.
that may not pay off. No, I
Yeah,
don't think he's
this
going
looks
to
like
either.
he's going for the Nash's Tooth. But if he could
Yeah.
get a couple more kills, he could definitely be a big problem. He's already doing
Mm,
a lot of damage, but they do have a Salto.
yeah, they do have a Forsalto. Yeah, Forsalto is one of the champions that I do like to see Darkseal on, right? She doesn't have to be
Yeah.
in the middle of the team fight. She can pick people off from the sidelines behind her tanks. Things like
And if
that, champions like Ziggs, where they're just throwing stuff from long range, Seraph, that kind of stuff.
yeah, and for Salto's Cassiopeia actually kind of counters Echo because you just have to R him and he can R out. And that's his
Hmm.
big thing. He just goes
Hmm.
in, does damage, and has his get jail free card.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely a something that he needs to be careful of in the future.
Yeah, that was a good counter pick.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Especially because she's got this as a Cassiopeia, she had to sustain in lane to deal with um, Echo's constant poking. Whether he's CSing and hitting you with Qs or he's throwing an E and auto attacking you every so often, proccing that electrocute, whatever it may be, she had to sustain in the healing from her Q to just deal with it. So I
Yeah,
think it's a really good pick here into the Echo. As long as she plays safely, if you're going to play the Cassiopeia and let yourself get blown up because you don't have a movement ability, that's a different topic. But
and Vacant Tech just got absolutely bursted, barely surviving
yeah,
with his shield.
ISO has cracked the 200 CS barrier here at 22 minutes, almost
Oh,
perfect CS.
that could have been a great round result if Senna didn't have flash.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for
she
sure.
did. But that was a great effort by Brick Machine.
Yeah, ISO cracking the 2 item cap here too. He's got his shield bow and his uh, um, Essence Reaver
Yeah.
plus his boots and longsword. So he may not be up on kills, but he's got his core items. He's hit his
Yeah.
power spike.
You
So
don't
they
need
just need to be
kills when you
wary
got
of him now.
you don't need kills when you got that much CS.
Yeah. Now, if you have if you have perfect CS, it doesn't matter how many kills or deaths you have. You could be 0-0. You could be 0-5. If you have perfect CS, you're gonna be strong regardless.
Yeah.
And that's
Although
kind of
it
why
would
we
be
call
nice.
it perfect
It would be
CS.
nice.
Yeah, I know it's called perfect CS because you're getting 10 CS a minute, so you're on track. But yeah, at the same time, it's like if you have perfect CS, you're strong. Like there's
Yeah.
you're never gonna be high. You're never gonna be behind if you're CSing properly. So. Hmm. Gotcha.
Okay. Looks like we're gonna have they're gonna
Yeah,
start
they're
the
gonna look to take
dragon,
this fourth
but they are
drag,
trading. They are
trading at the
trading
Baron.
with
Yes.
Baron.
Peel's here though, gonna get a ward. I don't think he's gonna do anything about it. Oh, actually,
He gets ulted by scaling, but
he needs to be careful here.
yeah.
He's just gonna do some zoning. He's not gonna take it.
Yeah.
I think this trade is fine. Just because how do I put this? So TPP has tower advantage, right? They have 4 towers to 2, so they're pushing a little bit harder. But at the same time, getting that Cloud Drag puts TKK at Soul Point, which is arguably a better place to be at 25 minutes. When you're
Yeah.
not pushing the Nexus. If you're not pushing the Nexus, Baron doesn't do as much as you want it to, right? They still have towers to fight under. Um, they still have objectives to save, and so I think having the dragon, especially considering that's a permanent buff versus a couple minute buff,
Yeah.
I think it's a totally fine trade.
Yeah. But I think for TPP's situation, I think the reason why they let or they try to go for that Baron is they're behind. Well, they they have more gold,
Hmm.
but it just feels like they're behind.
It does.
So, and I
Um,
think they didn't want to try a 50-50 coin flip the drag fight. So it's like, you know what? Might as well just try to get Baron while they're on Dragon.
right. Yeah, TPP here is up 1k gold. Not a huge gap, split between all players. It's 200 gold diff per lane. But I mean, they are 11 to 6, right? And TKK has 3 drags. Um, so I don't think it's the worst position for either team to be in. I wouldn't say either
Yeah.
team is hard winning. Feels gonna run down Nuffle here though. Put him at half health.
He's coming close to his Infinity Edge, that his 3 item mark.
Ooh,
Still
is this
doing
gonna
a
be
lot.
Nuffle gonna flash out?
Yeah. Looks like they're just gonna try to aim ram with their Baron buff, but we're
Yeah,
able to
they're
just
going 3-1-1. TKK is matching it evenly. However, I don't think for Salto needs to be in the top lane against this Poppy. You know, why? Neflo is 1 and 3. He does have 210 CS, but I think you're better off putting like the Cassiopeia up top because for Salto is so strong. Especially since the Cassiopeia is the tank buster right now.
yeah.
But they are going to go 4-man up top here. Ooh, scaling. Finsick looking to
Finsick.
possibly get caught out here though.
Although he is going to get out scaling pretty hard and was able to get out. And now Brick Machine's gonna have to die for his sins, and ISO Square gets a kill though. He gets a kill
Yeah.
with the ulti. So it's a 1
Um,
for 1. You're getting a kill onto your ADC. That's pretty big. Although,
yeah,
yeah,
I want to point out there. I think that's one of the things that if you go back in the VOD and you watch that just now at 28 minutes here in this game 1, ISO Square has his feathers up, right? He's throwing feathers, leaving them
oh,
on the ground.
Nuffle
Ooh,
going a little
gonna
too
get
hard
caught
there,
out
buddy.
here.
His ult gets cancelled by the pillar. Oh, yeah, Nuffle, he's just being a little too aggressive. There's no reason to try to take that fight with Vacant Tech when you're 1 and 4.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, so that back there at that mid lane bush, scaling or not scaling, ISO has his feathers up. He's orb walking perfectly around that bush, so that you can't walk away from the feathers. Right? They make a perfect semicircle around the team, so you can't go left to right or front or back to get away from them like normally. If you're standing in line with a Xayah who's throwing feathers, you sidestep, right? You walk to the left or you walk to the right when they go to pull. You don't get stunned, but he orb walks perfectly around this champion instead of just standing there and autoing, so that he casts a huge net with his feathers to pull back into. There's going to be a fight over this 4th dragon here. TPP knows they have to contest this or risk giving up soul to TKK.
But will they be able to? We will have to see.
I don't know. With Nuffle walking, Nuffle's almost. Oh no, it was almost instantaneous actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they're gonna contest that, they have to be a little bit more aggressive there because they are on the weak side for Drag Pit. So
yeah. I don't think having just Brick Machine ult is gonna be enough. I think they would, although I don't think they would. I think they know that they weren't gonna be able to get it, so it's just don't put too much into it. Get everyone killed for it.
Yep.
So not the best situation, but they are slightly ahead in gold. So hopefully they'll be able to make use of that.
Yep. Both ADCs here now with their 3rd item. For Salto here having Lord Domrick's regards, IE and Shield Bow.
Oh, the TP comes in from
Ooh, gonna pick up the
Salto.
Nautilus. Pick off. Oh,
It's a
that's 2 kills for TKK.
It's a 2 for none, and they'll more than likely go for this Baron.
Yep, they're gonna go for the second Baron. I mean, because their highest damage champion right now is ISO Square, and with him dead, there's not much that TPP can do here. Echo gonna look to TP top though and take this this inhib for the Baron though. Gonna trade something for something.
Oh, oh.
Brick Machine just being a little bit annoying there, throwing that barrel in. I mean, there's legitimate cause for concern. You know, even if Brick Machine's on his own, because you know if you're able to throw that barrel in there and shove their team, there's enough time for you to walk in and smite. You know, if you have your timings right. They are gonna pick off.
Echo.
Yeah, they're gonna pick off White Wazowski here.
That was a smart play by Bacon. He was able to use his R on Echo before he can land his stun. It still hits, but he's not able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, because if he's not in the bubble, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're just picking off one by one here. The score's now 7-16. TKK up by 2K gold. Not quite a lead that, you know, not. How do I want to say this? Not as big of a lead as I would have expected from a team that has a 7-2 and a 6-2 player. Oh, Peel's gonna go over the wall here though.
Oh,
he's gonna get the Gragas!
He just decimates Brick Machine. He does get killed
close
by Neffel, but it's a 2 for 1.
That was a beautiful pillar. He was so close to saving Peels there.
2 for 2, 1 flash for 2. I'd say TKK gets the better end of that deal.
However, Sunny D says, "Where did Gragas go?" And I asked the same question because he was at half health and it didn't exist.
He got cast into the nether realm, dude. He got Thanos snapped.
He got Thanos snapped, exactly.
That's the
the
power
tide is changing here. TPP was taking their pressure and taking towers, but now it's TKK all day.
Yeah, that's
there you
the
go.
power
Ahead and reset though.
That's the power of 3 item peels at 33 minutes with almost 300 CS. You gotta be careful, especially if you're not going tank Gragas, which he's not.
Yeah, he is full damage Gragas actually. He is working on a Bracer's arm guard, right? Looking to go into Hourglass, but that's not, you know, if you've only got one mild tank AP item, then you're not tanky. You're just looking for the stopwatch active.
Yeah. I was kind of looking for peels to 2v1 there since there's quite a bit of lifesteal, but I guess it's still a clip. You gotta admit
it was still a clip for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, I think, you know, if Peels had walked away from that, it would have been game over probably, because he just get to keep pushing after life stealing off some jungle camps.
Yeah. Looks like they're just gonna try to play passively until Dragon.
Yeah, until Elder is up, which is coming up here in just about a minute. They're gonna look to Fidsick and Forsalto are gonna look to reset, buy some items, and then make their way back towards Drag.
Is he gonna stop his? Oh, almost stops Poppy with a smoke grenade, but it's not. .40 seconds coming on Elder Dragon. TPP is already on the scene. Gonna try to catch up for Salto here.
Yeah.
Oh,
for Salto gonna whiff that ult. He's gonna walk away though. So, you know, I don't know if that's because he used the ult, you know, to try to threaten, put some distance between them, but not gonna be enough.
they weren't even ranged. That was kind of a whiff.
Yeah, because he had scaling and Neffel there. But...
And Poppy
you're gonna hit the jungler, throw him back.
Yeah, it's not gonna mean much.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Dragon isn't up yet, he just gets to walk back, so it kind of feels like a wasted ult.
Yeah. Well,
Peels
see,
is just gonna half health
Shun.
Neville again.
Yeah. And Salto already has ult back up, landed it,
Yes, Scaling
and there
dies from
goes
burn.
Scaling. There goes Brick. There goes Neffel, and
Ooh, nice
that's.
knockup. Oh, he stopped up. Oh, he didn't stop. Oh, he
Oh, he's gonna.
TP'd. Oh, no, is Bloodblade gonna end the game?
No, he is not.
Ah, he's gonna get caught
He
out here.
he ain't that slick. He ain't that guy. He ain't that guy.
You ain't that guy. You ain't that man.
Trust me, buddy. He ain't that guy.
I almost had a mini heart attack there, though, not realizing the
Yeah,
assault that was onto him.
I just thought he was trying to not die, but no, he
Yeah,
was trying to go. He was trying to go for that 200 IQ play, but
yeah, so
didn't
close.
make it in the end.
And to be fair, I mean, their inhib is back up, so there's not as much chance of him TPing back to that ward, but they probably should clear it so that he can't do that again.
Yeah. So it's now 4 against 5. Although White is coming up in about 10 seconds. They all have Elder buff, and they're gonna try to look for Baron. It's not looking too great. I honestly thought that was GG right there. They have a 7k gold lead. It's not
Yeah, I
looking too
mean, if
great.
this was a solo queue game, that would have been an FF, right? Like,
Oh, for sure.
at 37 minutes, if your team gets wiped, you just go no thank you and move to next. But they are going to rotate as a squad here. I will say TPP being at the 38-minute mark seem a little bit more spread out than I would like to see them be. Neffel's alone in the top lane,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know where Peels is, right? He doesn't. I don't think he has vision up there. So, he kind of has to be careful being that far pushed up. He's just going to TP here. They're going to look to end the game, crack open the
Yeah.
Nexus, and get that 50 gold.
Yeah, they're just gonna try in here, but Neffel ults away the Trundle, but he just walks back in. Minor
Yeah.
inconvenience for him.
Yeah, especially when you have that Senna. Like, she's got so much range at this point that you're not going to stop them from taking towers, right?
They don't have any minions, so they can't really get in there, but they're just
Yeah,
A-ramming.
they do have this buff wave though with the cannon buff. They only need
Oh.
one wave.
Make a tech onto ISO Square. It's also obliterating scaling, and that's the end of the game, folks.
Fake Tech, which is down there 1v3ing.
Oh,
Yeah, that
and
is gonna be game.
GG's, fellas.
Yes.
That
GG.
was a very good game.
Very good game.
Yeah,
I
we automatically assumed that TPP had it in the bag. They've had a pretty good winning streak so far
Yeah.
in the
I,
season,
I I
but
will I will say I subconsciously had TPP 3-0ing this game, especially after seeing how weird of a team TKK had drafted, but
yeah.
man,
But in
I'm
the end,
glad I didn't bet on
it
that
worked for
game because
them.
they proved me wrong.
Yeah, I think what helped a lot was Fitzsick getting those early kills onto peels.
Yes,
Make
yes, playing through
also
their stronger side, yeah.
yeah, and Neffel he did make those like minor mistakes that just kept him further and further behind.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. Uh, we are gonna go ahead and monkey. We are gonna throw it to a quick 2 or 3 minute bathroom break, though. So if you could change it to the coming soon screen, though, we will see you in just a minute or two. Hello, you beautiful people. We're back for game two. What a game one! I want to hear all your thoughts, all your comments. Uh, I think that was the most wild and wacky game that we've had this season so far. I have no words to describe what I just saw. So let's see if they run it back, shall we? We're going to go straight into our draft here. Toasty thoughts? What do you want to see banned? What do you want to see go through?
Again, the Zaya, I
Hmm,
also
yeah.
also ergot because Nuffle.
They're
Um,
going to take away immediately the Urgot from Neffel and the Fiddlesticks from Fidsick.
and
They're going to
they
take away the Tom Kedge, though.
because they do not want to see that catfish.
Still, no Zaya ban whatsoever. I
Interesting.
imagine this is just the first pick Zaya from TPP. Yeah, I mean, Scaling didn't do great on it last game, but he didn't do bad either. I think if he's comfortable, I would still run it back. Um, they are going to take um, Peel's Graves, though, which I'm not surprised by. He ran away with that game.
And they're
ISO
first.
square. I'm sorry. You guys are twins. I get you mixed up back and forth. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
I was gonna correct
Thank
you,
you.
but I didn't want to be that guy.
No. You're good. You are that guy.
Oh,
We are going into game two. It is 1-0 TKK. Yeah, I mean, Scaling, if you want an ADC on one of your support picks, I mean, I think we'd all love to see it.
heck yeah, bro.
ADC
Um,
Nautilus, ADC Rakan, you know what it is.
oh, and they gave Wyke his infamous Silas.
Oh, they
It's gonna be
did give
interesting.
Wyke the Silas. I believe that has been Wyke's best performing laner this season.
Yeah, yeah. Usually people ban him, and then he goes straight to Diana or something
Hmm.
else.
Yeah,
But yeah, they
I
left it open.
yeah, I guess they're more scared of the Diana here.
Uh,
TKK gonna take the Morgana for Fidsick here, though. I believe it's going jungle because Fidsick did play Morgana jungle last week.
yeah,
Can be support, but we've seen Morgana jungle a decent bit the past couple weeks, couple months here.
yeah.
So
It has been nerfed quite a bit, but
yeah, she did just
still
get a big
workable.
nerf recently, didn't she?
Yep. Although it might be a flex pick, but more than likely it's gonna go with Fitzik.
Yeah, I mean, possibly with the Senna coming in, I imagine Morgana's gonna go. She could go mid, right? Like, absolutely, she could be mid, but um, I think with Fidsick having the history of the Morgana jungle, I think that's probably just where it's gonna be.
Hmm. And we have yet to see the jungler from TPP.
Ooh,
Uh,
not banning off the Zaya is gonna pay off for TKK here because TPP picks up Aphelios.
interesting, interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder.
I guess they called TPP's bluff. They said, "Hey, we're not gonna pick it again. If you want it, you can have it, but
Or maybe it's just like that's where it feels more comfortable with going
possible.
into.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised, especially considering last game went to 39 minutes. Aphelios is the strongest ADC for scaling, right? He does the best out of all the ADCs with 6 items.
yeah,
Having the life steal from his pistols, having the zoning control with the chakram, the pick off potential with the sniper. Um, you know, so eh, if ISO Square had the right guns, he could be a real menace.
yeah. That's the thing about Philos. If you just have crappy guns, can't do much. And we
Mhm.
see the final pick for TKK with a Corki. Huh.
Ooh, Mikey, they're channeling your spirit here. Gonna pick up your Corky. Um, Imagine it's gonna be Corky mid because we do have the Wukong. Well, no, actually, I guess in Corky ADC, and then
Yeah.
Wukong.
Wukong
Um,
mid. Wukong
yeah,
mid probably more top.
yeah. I would say Morgana mid, Wukong jungle, but I don't know that Wukong can jungle at all.
He he can, but
Can he?
I don't think. Yeah, yeah, people have done it. And then we have the
Okay.
Skarner. Wow. Okay.
Ooh, Skarner, probably the least played champion in all of League of Legends right now. Wow.
Well, I don't know of all of the League of Legends, but definitely ELU.
Yeah,
I
and
don't think.
I think this is his first pick in ELU.
Yeah.
Um Skarner, I believe, did just receive buffs recently. But I do believe that he actually did have the lowest pick percentage in all of League of Legends for a little bit. I haven't seen a Skarner in months.
Yeah, he's not that popular. Although I'm pretty sure William Soul is even less popular.
Yeah, you're probably right for sure.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough though, Aurelion Sol really bad win percentage in like low elo, but like Diamond Plus has like one of the higher win rates, right? Like super low pick percentage, but like 52 or 53% win rate. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the
Um,
Aurelion one tricks kind of buffing his stats.
those one guys, those
Yeah,
weird guys on Reddit, just like buffer champ guys. Come on, we
buffer
need another
champ,
skin.
buffer,
We
buffer
need another
champ.
skin. Um, I gotta
Uh,
say, I kind of, mm, I think I like TPP's team a little bit better. Well, a lot better.
uh, yeah, I agree with you. I think they have a better team fight. I will say TKK has a lot better poke with the Senna, the Morgana, the Corgi.
Oh yeah,
Um, so I think they have a lot better poke, but I will say I don't know that there's a whole lot of use for the Skarner ult here. I mean, obviously, if you get dragged off by a Skarner ult, like you're probably dead,
yeah,
right? But I mean, you've got the Set, the Silas, and the Aphelios. They're not super bursty champs. They're all more like extended team fight champions, right? And so, if you're getting dragged off by the Skarner, I feel like you may have a little bit more time to get away after it ends than you would with like say if they had a Zed or if they had a Talon or somebody that can blow you up once you're out of the back line, right? So yeah, I'm interested to see how this plays out. I think TKK is still in the spirit of last game.
yeah. Because
Uh,
we
you,
we said last game that TPP had the better comp, but they ended up
yeah,
losing. So hey, maybe
yeah,
comp's not all there is to it. It has a lot to do with actual in-game plays.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Skarner. Who would
I,
have thought?
I want to point out here though, you guys can't see this screen. We can see the actual League of Legends client though, as casters. Vacant Tech has the Mordekaiser, Peels has the Wukong. So unless they're gonna switcheroo here, it looks like this Wukong is going top and the Mordekaiser is ADC. So I I think maybe this is just a case of their sub doesn't play ADC and is
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I haven't talked to Vacant Tech about this, right? Obviously, his subbing was, I guess, a little bit last minute. I'll have to ask him. I'll have to ask him after we're done here. But yeah, it's Mordekaiser ADC, Corky mid, Senna support. Um, TPP's team is exactly how you think they'd be, but TKK still with the I don't even know what you call this. Uh,
Tank ADC is.
Tank ADC. Yeah, you could go with that. Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to say the least.
Mord ADC with Rocket Belt. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if Vacant buys a Rocket Belt, he's gonna have the range of an ADC because you pop the Rocket Belt in your queue and you're just slapping people.
You just gotta go vroom vroom and then bonk them.
Yeah. Um, I kind of like this though. Mordekaiser's a way better early game champ than Aphelios. Once you have all three of your abilities, you have so much sustain with your shield and your passive that it may be hard for ISO Square to get ahead in this lane. I mean, he will have the range, but Mordekaiser can hard push this lane onto Aphelios and deny him CS. So again, I will tentatively say I just want to see how this game goes without making any predictions. But
Yeah,
wow.
I think. Although, yeah, I prefer TPP's comp more. TKK can definitely wreck.
I
So
I I can hear Stormblade off in the distance having a stroke, right? Like he is he is just curled up in a corner somewhere yelling, "They can't do that. They cannot do that. That's illegal.
that's illegal.
That's illegal." I think he's just having like a full breakdown right now, seeing what TKK is doing.
And they're winning, and they're winning.
Yeah,
That's the great part.
yeah. I think he maybe thought they were just BMing, right? When
Yeah.
they picked it, and then they won, and it just like broke him. It has Stormblade is broken somewhere, like curled up in a corner. Um, I'm really excited though, especially with how game one went. I mean, hopefully TPP gets back into the swing of things, right? Hopefully this is a better game for them. But I mean, I if they're not able to pull things around, TKK may take this from them with another
Yeah.
strange pick. So
Although they might just pull a LW, they'll lose one game. They smack their chests, they
mm,
snort some game fuel, and they're like,
yeah,
"All right, I'm ready to go in."
yeah. No, that's true. They've tentatively swapped out all of their players for gorillas and are about to go ape mode. Um, yeah, the TPP and LLW kind of have a history of giving up at least one game or like making it seem like they're not as good as they actually are, right?
And then
Um,
they
and
2-0
then they
or 2
stomp.
or
Yeah,
2-1.
yeah, for sure. Um,
All right, we'll be in game fairly soon. The spectator uh pause is ended, but we're just waiting for the game to load up.
yep. Let's get a skin check here. What's going on? Ooh, Peel's not gonna rock a skin on the Wukong.
That's and
Bold move. Bold move.
okay, not only is he not gonna have a skin, but everyone else has just such great skins.
Yeah,
Like
true.
Hopeless with
You
the
know what? To be fair
Siege.
though, Wukong doesn't really have any amazing skins.
Y-
He's got the green one and he's got the red one, right? Tentatively
y- y-
known as.
You got the red Power Ranger, you got the blue Power Ranger,
Yeah, exactly.
you got that weird academy thing that no one wants to talk about.
Yes, exact. All right, no worries. So our game has loaded. We're just working out a little bit of issue. No worries though. We'll get you in a game as soon as possible. Great. We're gonna load into game here. Uh, let's see your predictions. Nitro looking for the 3-0 from TKK.
I like it, I
No,
like
looking
it.
for the 3-0 from TPP. I see. Yeah, I understand. Um, Summoner spells, runes all look fairly normal. The only thing out of place, Hopeless on the Senna has Grasp, which I
Welcome,
think is totally
Summoner's
fine.
Rift.
Normally you see the support Senna taking the Glacial Augment though. So maybe looking to get a little bit tanky versus providing that slow.
30
Um,
seconds until
I
minions
mean, I think
spawn.
yeah, both are
they're gonna
viable. Just
5-man. Ooh, we're gonna see
oh,
immediately. TKK is gonna 5-man onto this. Fitzik
I
gonna throw the
ends up getting nothing. I think Peels or Neffel, excuse me, should take advantage of that. Maybe Wars Jungle.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Looks
Neffel
like it.
should immediately be walking down to his blue.
But he's not
But
gonna just
no, he's
stand
standing in
there.
lane here.
Minions
I
have
think
spawned.
I think that may have gave them something if Fitzik hadn't been so itchy with the trigger finger on the Morgana stun. He
Yeah.
kind of threw it while he was still at the edge of river, so he wasn't quite close enough to catch the Lulu who was standing at blue buff.
Or if they just took it a little slower, maybe
Yeah,
try to hit them when
possibly.
they're not paying attention.
Yeah, I think if maybe he had just held off on the stun a little bit till maybe they were already fighting or running away, it might have led to something. But
Yeah. Besides that, pretty standard starts from both the junglers. I'm
yeah,
hoping to
no,
see
they're both
some.
just gonna start at their bot side buffs.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some early games from Brick Machine. Just get level 3 back, get boots, and just start ganking like a madman.
Yeah, Sunny D, this is game two of Fasting Senna. I guess Hopeless really likes this fat thing, Senna. I enjoy it. It led to a good game one. We saw the Tom Kench ADC, quote unquote, and that was a lot of fun. So,
Tom
I
Kinch
mean,
ADC,
yeah.
what a thing.
I mean, his auto attacks hurt. You can't disrespect the Kench. You know what I'm saying? Peel's gonna be super aggressive here again, just like last game.
And he does win the trade. However,
Ooh,
Nuffle does.
scaling, getting a lot of damage on Hopeless there.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Nuffle does have to pop his pots, but he does
Mhm.
have his passive basically like a Garen passive, but worse.
Mhm. Yeah.
And he's back to almost full health. However, Peel
Yeah.
still does have his pot. Um,
Yeah, I think.
everyone. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Uh,
Sorry. But I think looking at this top lane, I don't know that Peels wins lane as hard here as he did last game, just because of how tanky Set naturally gets with his grit and his shield on his W. But I mean, Peels is going to be a lot more mobile around the map, right? He's going to be a lot faster to ganks, to counter ganks on rotating on objectives and things like that.
yeah.
He could be really effective if he moves down towards the mid lane after pushing wave.
Oh, it's
Um,
that could have gone really bad for Brick Machine, but he was
yeah,
able to get out of there, get the Skull Crab, and get out of dodge.
yeah. But yeah, Peels here, like I was saying, going to be super more mobile. He has a better team fight ult. Um, Set can have, obviously if Set grabs your like AD carry or whatever and pulls them out of the fight towards, like an assassin or something like that, or pulls them out towards your Silas or whatever, it can be very detrimental. He could also just decide to end up like grabbing like this Mord here, because he does more damage with his ult based on the armor or I the health, the tankiness, quote unquote, the
The
tankiness
thing,
of whoever he grabs.
yeah,
I don't know specifically which stat it is off the top of my head. I'm
I
not a set
I
player.
think it's health. I'm pretty sure it's
Is it
health.
health? All right.
Yeah, with Set's ult, yeah.
Mm.
So
But
far, it's pretty even CS except for mid lane and unsurprisingly bot lane. The oh, scaling gets pulled in, balled right on the head by Vacant Tech. But if you didn't catch this, TPP was able to push in the wave since Moore doesn't have that much range, and then just back right away gets the longsword.
yeah.
And
Ward here is
they
gonna hard
award.
push. Ward here is gonna hard push into
Oh.
Aphelios quite a while. So, as long as they're denying ISO square CS, I think that's probably their game plan.
Yeah. They forced out the flash from scaling circle. They didn't know that Fitzsick was just hiding in the bush there, waiting for him to pounce on them.
Oh, did I call ISO scaling again? My bad. Oh, having a
It's
rough night, guys. Sorry.
ISO scaling, nah, don't worry about it.
I mean, you can't be twins and then name yourself ISO square, scaling circle. Like in my head, they're both like geometry, right? And I'm mixing and matching, and
Just math and stuff, and yeah. Right.
but yeah, a lot slower of a game. They're completely even in gold. Actually, sorry. TPP is up by 100 gold. But at
They're
this
about
point in the
even.
game,
Yeah.
yeah. At this point in the game, last game, game one, the score was 2-1. There were 2 kills from Peels and a kill from Neffel up in the top lane.
And
They're
just
gonna
like that,
catch him out
first
here
blood.
though.
Yeah, and this is more than likely Dragon. I think they're gonna go for it. Oh, and then we have another gank up in the top lane,
Yeah.
and it's gonna force Neville to ult and flash away.
Yeah,
That
I don't
is
know that he needed
great.
the flash there over the wall. His ult got him a pretty big distance from
Yeah.
the bush. But I mean,
I just don't think
regardless,
he,
like
yeah, he just didn't want
still,
to get hit again by. I'm sorry, we keep
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
my apologies. Yeah. But Good gank from Fidsick there, burning an ult and a flash off of Nuffle.
However, Peels does take 2 tower shots, gets chunked to half health.
Yeah. It looks
But
like he's gonna come back around again though. Fidsick looking to take Krugs possibly, and then come back up behind. Oh no, because Peels has backed off.
yeah. However, Brick Machine is taking quite a couple of jungle buffs. He could take his red, but he's not gonna push it. He doesn't know where Fitstick is. And yeah, so far TKK is a little bit ahead. The spot lane kind of going as I was expecting, but just give him a little time. Maybe that Mordekaiser will become a real threat.
Yeah, possibly. I think one of the things that this bot lane doesn't do quite as well as the last one with the Tom Kench is that Mordekaiser's a lot easier to kill than Tom Kench if he's not actively working on increasing the size of his passive shield, right, before he pops it. Tom Kench gets to use the shield retroactively with his gray health, right? He doesn't have to focus on the shield. He just uses it, when he feels like it. Vacant Tech on the Mordekaiser here, though, has to deal damage. But he gets shield from taking damage, but he also gets it from dealing damage. So, he has to work a little bit harder for the shield and makes him a little bit easier to kill. He also doesn't have the health regen like Tom Kench does, so, it's another thing to consider.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see play for Herald soon. Get some spicy action up in here. But for now, they look like they just want to farm, which smart move. But
actually, it looks like Fidsick gonna. Oh, he's gonna look to come up. Actually. Oh no, he's gonna back off. Yeah, for Salto here in the Cork, he's gonna meet up with Fidsick at Rift. They're gonna do that.
yes,
really good time to do that.
Yeah,
considering
both top and mid.
I don't think they know that Brick Machine is over on his Grump, down at bot lane. But regardless, it's a very good time for them to do this.
Yeah. Oh, and Knuckle TPing in, chunks out Peels, but doesn't really get much done. And
well, they do get the Rift Herald here, though.
Yep.
Yeah, much slower game, for sure. A lot less action packed.
Yeah. However, there looks like Brick is coming in for a gank. He's gonna force a flash. Not bad.
They are gonna get out of that though, scot free.
Yeah. Yeah, Brick Machine did have to use Ghost, but Hopeless did use both of its stones actually. Huh.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the things that Skarner's really good at, because if you're not actively keeping track of like whether Skarner has his ult or not, you can't be too cautious when he shows himself, right? Ooh, Peel's doing a lot of damage here to Nuffle.
He was able to dodge his that was someone clip it, please.
Peel's played that perfectly there. He waited for Neffle's grit to dissolve, right? So he couldn't pop his shield, and then followed up in the tower dive.
Set used his W. Wukong was able to dodge it using his invisibility ability, and which is pretty slick.
Yeah.
Pretty slick.
Yeah.
So
Peels,
well played by Peels. Yeah.
Peels have been slick all series so far.
Yeah.
And he's
he's
gonna put Peels here.
Oh.
Peels 2-0 in the top lane, also up by 34 CS here.
Yeah. It almost got second charge the Ref Herald, but Ricochet was able to hit the eye and killing it. So a lot of gold to your top laner, which with this team comp is gonna be a pretty big engage tool. And we see in the mid lane it's being never mind. There's a gank, but he just flushes away.
Yeah, I think Fidzik needed to use his stun there on scaling up against the wall instead of throwing it out later. But,
Yeah.
I mean, no harm, no foul. They're not going to lose anybody. They're not going to get anybody. So,
Yeah.
not the end of the world.
But they're going to go for this dragon since they do have Cryo. And yeah.
There's going to be one dragon apiece.
Oh.
It's going to be a mounted soul here.
And a fat ult by Wukong knocks everyone up. Yeah, this... Wow. That
Very good ult from Peels.
absolutely. And yeah, they get the dragon, they get 2 kills. Brick Machine looked like he was gonna be able to kill who was it? Fidzik?
Yeah, yes.
With his ulti, but fortunately it just wasn't enough. Doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah, and something to consider with Peels being on the bottom side, he's either gonna have to lose his tower here to Neffel, who's hard pushing up under it, or he's gonna have to TP. Actually, even if he TPs, I don't think he has enough time to save his tower. So that is going to be the tier 1 tower, or TPP on the top side. It's going to be an extra 400 gold to Neffel.
I think that's fine, giving up 1 tower for a dragon and 2 kills.
Yeah,
if you're...
no, I completely agree.
Yeah. Because right now, it's a big old top diff.
Yeah. I think, honestly, both games have been top diff, which I wasn't really expecting. Peels isn't one of the players that I've been keeping up with super heavily.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was this good, though. Neffel has been one of the best top laners, in my opinion. And to see him get diffed 2 games in a row really speaks to me on how strong Neffels is on these picks here, on this Graves and this Wukong.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think Peel just plays it very smoothly. He plays it very well.
Yeah.
He knows what to do and when to do it. And he doesn't rely on his jungle too much. He did get a gank here and there, but there's mostly solo kills.
Yeah, Peels here has been very slick. Do you think that's why his name is Peels, like Banana Peels, because he's so slick? Monkey, hit the crash symbol. That was a badum-tis moment. Stupid joke on my end.
We won't talk about it.
Yeah. The score is 1-0, Minisoko. 1-0 TKK. I will say though, Minisoko, you should go back and watch the VOD after this because game 1 was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, definitely. So
we are gonna 2 minutes here until the mounted drag.
Yeah. So far, TKK just doing what they did last game, trying to get that lead, and they're doing it very well. They have a pretty large gold, or not pretty large, but they have a good gold lead.
I will say I imagine most of their gold diff is going to be from the top side.
Yeah.
Monkey, can you hit tab so we can see the gold differences? Or, sorry, not tab. I forget what it is. You're gonna have to click the I and then turn the bar back on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 1,300 gold diff in the top lane, which is just about the difference between teams. So,
however, in the bot lane, there's a pretty sizable difference, which you expect from a more bot, but looks. Oh, misses Q. This is very risky. He's not able to get. Oh, might just get nothing out of it.
Yeah, Vacatek gets polymorph there. Vacatek doing what Mordekaiser does though, running people down. Oh, they need to be careful. Oh, this is a full team fight.
Yeah. That was not pretty fight. That went from just trying to kill Lulu to everyone TPing and everyone dying.
Yeah. It is going to be a 2 for 3 here, though, which is going to go in the favor of TKK. I thought it was kind of doomed the second that I saw Wyke show up, but the rest of the players followed up,
Yeah.
and so pretty interesting. We don't normally see full-out team fights in the bot lane. Normally, if you're
Yeah.
seeing a full-out team fight, it's somewhere in mid or in river. Never down by the alcove though at the bottom.
Yeah. And TPP is gonna have to pay for that since they're gonna have to give away free drag
Yeah.
and all that gold.
Yeah, there's gonna be a TP in by Vacant Tech just to secure the drag to make sure that they don't try to contest it here on the side of TPP.
Yeah.
I will say though, 2 bounties on the side of TKK. Corki for Salto on the Corki is worth 200 gold, 200 extra gold. And then Peels on the Wukong is worth an extra 500 gold. So they have to be careful now not to give up that gold difference, because those shutdowns could be what brings TPP back to making this an even game. So
Yeah,
they just need to be a little bit careful.
So do you think that's their win con for all this? Because it's not too late in the game for them to make a comeback. All it takes is one mistake and everything comes crashing down. Like they just need another one of those team fights in the bot lane, but for it to go the other way.
Yeah, I think, TPP here is behind. They're not losing, right? It's not like they're being crushed here. It's 7 to 3, right? They're only 2.3k gold down, so it's still anybody's game realistically. But, I think TPP's dream here is to pick off the Wukong or the Corki, get those extra gold shutdowns, hopefully on somebody like the Aphelios or Hot Dog. They are good.
Just like that.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, just gives away a 500 gold bounty to someone you don't want to bounty.
200 gold, sorry. Corki is 200 gold. Wukong is 500.
Oh. Well, either way, I'm pretty...
Yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, I mean, it's... I think the thing that TPP needs to do here is slow roll it, right?
Yeah.
TKK is being super aggressive, but, their hard carry is Aphelios realistically right now. He has 161 CS, just shy of perfect CS here. And, Aphelios, one of, if not the hardest late game carry for the ADC, group of champs. He does the best out of all ADCs with, full build.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even with 165 CS, I would have expected ISO to have more than just his boots and his... Oh, he does buy some swords here. He is working on his second item, though.
Yeah, I think if they can protect ISO Square in team fights, they can definitely get a chance to bring it back.
Yeah. Now, I think they need to... I agree with you, they need to protect him. There also needs to be, like, clear-cut information about what guns ISO is on currently, right?
Yeah.
Because if they pick a team fight and ISO Square has, Calibrum, he has the sniper and he has the flamethrower, like, it's not a good day for anybody, right? Yeah. That's a team fight that they're not winning realistically. They have to wait until he's burned through minions or some jungle camps to get rid of those and, be on to his chakrams or his pistols realistically, or, even his gravitum, which has the stun on it. I will say I'm not an Aphelios player, but if somebody in chat could remind me which gun is used for the full team wipe ult, the one where it procs off of every champion hit and deals more damage. Does anybody know off the top of their head? Is it gravitum? Oh, it's the flamethrower. Okay, and burn him. All right. Yeah, I mean that's the stuff of legends, right? When you have the Infernum and you hit that 5-man ult and just blow everybody up.
Or nightmares, depending on who you are.
Depending on what side you are, yeah, stuff of nightmares. Oh, for Salto, gonna jump out of the way of Hot Dog's chains though. Still gonna look to get picked off though. He's being collapsed on. Oh, he's not gonna get the
Yeah,
back.
it was.
That was a cheeky alcove back, I'll say that.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
that would have been a
that was a
clip
little
if he
much.
had managed to get away.
Yeah, if
Peel's
the
gonna,
Strangler was nearby, maybe could have gone away, but
yeah.
just couldn't.
Peel's gonna look to give hard top lane pressure here though, so that they can focus on the mounted drag coming up in 18 seconds.
Yeah,
Looks like they are gonna get prio though, because Neffel and ISO are on the top side.
I think this is a dragon they can contend. Cause
Actually, I don't know that TKK is gonna look to get this dragon because Brick Machine's already there. TKK is a little bit more split up than I would like to see for a dragon pick though. Yeah,
yeah,
they're
and
sitting there waiting
unfortunately,
in the bush. They don't have vision.
that was a questionable ult. I don't think
Yeah.
it knocked up anyone.
No. A good
And
ult from
that
Peels.
knocked
Wow.
up. Yeah, that knocked out 3 people.
Make it running down scaling.
Yeah, just like that, he gets popped, and that Mordecai's Repressive just doing the work.
Yeah.
And
Wow, that is going to be an ace for the side of
Yeah.
TKK.
I'm a little sad for Salto didn't get a Penta there, but I think
Yeah.
they're just trying to wrap it up, make sure they get Drag and probably Baron.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're definitely going to walk over to Baron here. I will say, I didn't think TKK was going to be able to contest that. You know, they were kind of split up. Peels was still in the top river. Hopeless was walking up towards Drag, and they already had a
Oh.
4-man in the river.
Well,
there.
Peels had TP, and
Yes,
Scaling
he did
just
TP him.
yeah, and I think Scaling kind of just whiffed his ult. He flashed in, ulted himself. It didn't hit anyone, which was kind of unfortunate, and that gave Peels the opportunity to TP 3-man ulti, and his team just
Right,
finishes up.
and like I understand the value of flashing in as Lulu and ulting yourself, right, to get the knock-up. But
Yeah,
at that point, you're just playing like a Malphite ult that's harder mechanically because you have to manage the flash and the point and click on yourself, right? Versus just point and click circle on the Malphite.
yeah,
You know, versus like, you know, I think there's so much better uses for it in that fight there, whether you're making ISO square unkillable or, you know, you're putting it on the, I mean, you know, ulting a silence that had jumped into the middle of the team can be game ending, right? You're making
yeah,
it big. He's huge. He wants to be in the middle of the fight anyway. You know, you could do that with Set too if he gets like a stun off of his E. You know, I just think there were better uses for it. Even if the Lulu ult had gone the way I think he imagined it in his head, yeah, I don't think it was the best use case. For Fidzik gonna get picked off here though.
yeah. I don't see much hope in this game for TPP, but if they can get picks like that, especially on big target players, just maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
They are at Soul Point right now with a 7K gold lead. And Baron.
I will say the Morgana's not the person you really need to be looking to pick off though. Fidzik
Yeah.
is 0-2. Like he's been doing a lot for his team, right? He has 10 assists, but like he's not worth anything realistically. You know, so if you're spending a bunch of resources to kill him, you're really not helping yourself all that much.
Yeah. However, White was also able to get stuff done, but just isn't fed enough. But Bacon Tech does go down since he was trying to 1v3.
That's going to be a 2 for 2 there. They're going to pick off Brick Machine and White Wazowski, and then Vacant Tech and Hopeless. So they're going to go even here.
Yes, we can hear that.
You're good.
Okay.
We got.
Monkey is having a scuffle somewhere.
I I kind of wish that Monkey's audio went through on the stream because
I
you
know.
guys didn't hear it, but we as casters heard like a cat fight start out like in his alleyway or something.
Nice.
Nice, yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Peel's gonna catch a Neffel off through Fog of War here though. Neffel gonna run into the tower, so it's not gonna get caught out though. Neffel is gonna back here though. Peels may get this tower for that though. Oh no, he's gonna cancel his back actually. He's gonna contest. We're gonna look for another fight though. Mounted drag up in 1 minute.
yeah, they did kind of get their
Ooh.
money's worth in that last fight. They are still pretty much how they were before it, but they do have some prio for this drag. Both top laners are stuck top. Although they both have teleport, so
I will say Silas stole the Morgana ult, and
yeah,
it's fine, but I don't realistically think for the team fight that's the ult you're looking to steal. You know, I think if anything you're looking to take the Wukong ult, right?
and and Brick Machine just sonicked his way to
He's gonna get caught out here.
and that's something you don't want right when
no
Dragon
smite
comes
for the
up.
contest now. They have to back off.
Yeah, I don't. Oh my goodness gracious, that was.
I was about to say, what a big package, and then I caught myself.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny. Oh yeah, there. Brick Machine goes down, White Wazowski goes down, and there is Mountain Soul for the side of TKK.
Yes. No, that was Soul. That was Soul. We're gonna look at Elder Drag here in 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, not looking too good for the number 2 team.
Brick Machine he didn't have vision of that bush. He saw that 4 of them were there, and then they backed off towards their jungle. I don't realistically understand how Brick Machine could, without turning off his brain, walk into that, without being safe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels like maybe Brick Machine has just kind of. I don't know. Maybe that really was possibly just an int there. It wasn't great. Yeah, Skarner's so fast that Brick Machine's mind can't keep up with the body. Understandable.
Yeah, that's the thing with champs like Skarner and Nunu and Rammus, those type of champs. They go so fast and they want to go in, they want to fight, they want to get objectives, but they don't realize the rest of the team are like turtles compared to them.
Yeah.
So, and even then, I don't think he need to go that far in alone into the tri-bush just to try
especially as their jungler. Like, realistically, in a losing position, the only way you're going to contest a drag is with your smite, right? And so putting yourself in that position is like a really, really bad idea. They are going to look to... no, they're looking to bush strat again.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Good old bush strat.
Yeah, looking to possibly start drag here, or even just bait a fight, realistically.
Yeah, I mean, they have enough prio, they have enough poke to where they only... it looks like they're just going to try and get pressure on other lanes.
Yeah, Brick Machine doesn't even know what's going on. He's clearing mid lane right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, which is fine. Like, there's no chance that they could contest something like that, but... it seems like TPP is really on the back foot here with how they're playing it.
Yeah, right now they're just gonna try to push in hard as they can, make the best use of Baron buff.
Yeah.
Peels is up in the top lane, just split pushing. They have that one little cannon minion trying to do his best, and just like that, White just gets bonked.
Yeah, bonk. Bonky Kong, yep.
And I'm not
yeah,
sure
they're
if they
gonna
get in here, but definitely
they're gonna crack the first Nexus tower and the first Nexus inhib. And they're gonna stay.
Yeah, they're gonna get another one in top lane.
Walk. Yeah.
Pog.
I think there should be a Mordekaiser Doge skin, and he just has the bat, right, and he just makes the bonk noise, right?
That would be
I I
beautiful.
I think that would be the most purchased skin that's ever existed,
Oh,
just because
absolutely.
it's so funny.
And just like that, this series goes to who we
Yeah,
didn't think would
for
win.
Salt, they're gonna walk
Sorry.
around. That's gonna be a 2-0 for TKK.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were not expecting this. It was a 2-0 against the number 2 team,
Yeah, apologize.
and
My internet just having a little bit of an issue. I sound fine though, right, guys? Doing good. All right,
yeah, you're
we're
more or less okay. Yeah.
cool. All right. Mini Soko Hardy prediction: TKK winning playoffs. Bold. Um, but,
I'm not sure.
possibly. Yes. Sorry. Um, but yeah, so that could be a 2-0 for TKK. Um, Toasty. I mean, what happened there?
I apparently bruiser bot laners are a thing now.
Yeah, Bruiser ADC. Get on it while you can.
It's the secret sauce.
I wonder now you got me wondering, Toasty. Can we get E League to be so big that we can actually affect the meta? Guys, you got to
That
invite
would
all your friends to E League United because at some point we got to be controlling what the NA meta is. All right, we are going to hop into a third game here in just a second.
um it would be pretty cool if we could, affect the NA meta.
Hmm.
Are we gonna do that anytime soon? Very doubtful, but
Eventually,
you never know.
eventually.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Um,
Everyone would be buying our ISO Square shirts and mugs and all that good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah, we don't have any sponsor brand deals, but I mean, all of our merch will be player themed, things like that. Gonna have their slogans, catchphrases, shirts, mugs, all that kind of stuff. That'd be really cool. Um, but yeah, we're gonna hop into a third game. Yeah, Monkey, just give them a second. They're trying to set up their draft order. Now I have to wonder here, Toasty. Both game one and game two, the drafts already looked like a for fun game, right? Uh,
Yeah.
kind of wild. Now that we're actually in the third game, where TKK already
Um,
has the 2-0, how much further do you think we're gonna delve into the rabbit hole?
I want to see complete role swaps. I want to see emo jungle. I want to see some goofiness up in here.
Yeah, I will say I love Timo. Everybody knows I love Timo. He's
Uh,
my league
yeah.
avatar, right? He's my highest uh mastery point champ. Blame me for it. That's fine. But Timo is strong right now. With his buff, he's very strong. Um, I just the other day, I'll send it to anybody who wants it. I found a video about a Korean who on the Korean server hit rank one challenger as Timo. And basically what he does is he buys his items, PTA, right? He buys a Doran's ring, he buys two pots. Um, Immediately the second the shields go down in Nexus, he hoofs it right up. He hoofs it through the three bushes and he gets into that little line of vision on the enemy side, just out of tower range, right? And he goes invisible, right? and then apparently he hasn't lost a level 1 fight in, like, 100 games or something like that. Um, I'm ranting now about something that I love, but I mean, for any of you that wanna try it, go for it. Uh, but yeah, I'd like to see it, Timo. Very long-winded
Yeah.
way of saying that, sorry.
Yeah. It's like Timo, he's been my love for the longest time. I
Mhm.
still remember the golden days. Oh,
The golden days, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think even in a more fun game, so to speak, they could uh TPP's mental is probably just broken
I mean,
since
possibly, I kinda noticed that, es especially, like, scaling and ISO, Neffel seems to take those kind of things super well. Like he has a lot of fun in the Discord, Brick Machine and Wyke too. But ISO and scaling are a little bit more serious of players, right?
yeah.
I mean, scaling is Grandmaster, so he takes what he does very seriously. But I mean, I I think ISO and scaling may be players that might let something like this affect their mental a little bit more. Um,
I mean, if I got beat by a Tom Kench bot lane, I wouldn't be, in the right mindset, I guess.
Mini Soko, I kind of am a team of one trick. I wouldn't say one trick, but close to it. Yeah, no, I agree though. I wouldn't be in the right headspace either. Um, e- Especially if I'm, if I, and this is purely hypothetical because I'm not in this position, but if I am on the like number one, number two team, right,
Yeah.
and we've been doing great all season, and then we go ahead and play a game against TKK, who is currently okay. We're gonna move the draft here. I'll finish up this thought real quick. Um, if I play a game against TKK, who I proceed to watch draft a Tom Kench ADC and then a Mordekaiser ADC, if I get stomped by that, I can imagine I would not be a happy camper, right?
Yeah. Especially
Maybe I
since
would enjoy the hilarity of it, but at the same time, it would be, you know.
yeah. And I think this just shows how like it doesn't matter your ranking like on the for teams
Hmm.
quickly you could become a top 3 top 4 team as we see here TKK visibly TPP number 2 team and that's going to boost them up that Mikey's going to have to really we're gonna have to figure out where to move him now because
Hmm.
things are going to be changing this week. This is only the first game of the week,
Yeah.
so
No. Yeah. It's only game one, not game one, but series one of the week.
serious.
Yeah. Um. All right, we're gonna go to draft here for game three, though. We've been rambling for a couple of minutes about
Yeah,
nothing, basically. Um, you're gonna see a pick one Graves from the side of TKK. We already saw Peel stomp on it, and then we're gonna see a Cho'Gath here, most likely from Neffel from TPP. Um, but pretty normal bans. We basically seen the Urgot Diana volley ban all three games. Uh, that's kind of been TPP's like big focus there.
yeah,
Um,
and they're going in with the
Wait,
MF.
wait, wait, wait. Actually, I believe TPP may be blue side. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm wrong. I apologize. Um, I saw the Urgot ban, and I. Oh no, we're good. I'm
Rainbow
having a hard
Boom.
time. Urgot has been banned by TKK for TPP because Nephil is on TPP. I really got my wires crossed there for a second. Um, just oh boy, I apologize. I don't know what just happened. Um,
Stay hydrated, guys. Stay hydrated.
I haven't drank enough. I have not met my minimum requirement of a gallon of water today. Uh,
That
I I can just hear in my ear my observer goes gallon, uh, not realizing that monkey doesn't know what a gallon is. Um, is a lot of water. It's like 10 glasses of water a day roughly. But um, oh, we're gonna see the Jarvan from TPP here. We haven't seen a Jarvan yet this season. Not
yeah,
season, but this series.
yeah.
Jarvan has been a highly contested pick though throughout E League season two.
Hmm. I oof, I want to see maybe a Rel on support with this MF.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be a great pick. It hasn't been banned yet, and then it just goes so well with Jarvan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rel is Scaling's highest pick
And
support,
there
right?
you go. Never mind.
Yeah,
There it goes.
yeah, they're gonna get the ban off there on it. I will say TKK kind of switching gears here. They have an actual ADC. They picked up Jin. What are the chances he's not bot lane though? Probably pretty high considering how the series has gone.
You know what? For all we know, it could be a Jin jungle.
Jin
I, I've
jungle, yeah.
I've actually I've seen it before. It shouldn't work, but somehow it kind of did. It it haunts me to this day. But then
Sunny,
I
That was one of the things we talked about game one. Poppy hard shuts down Graves dash. I don't know, Sunny. I don't know what's going on. But we're gonna see the Lissandra here. Most likely gonna be their mid laner. More of a classic
yeah.
team comp from TKK this game.
Span away.
Spanaway so mad. So I
He
believe this
wouldn't.
is the first or second time Leona's gone through all season, and it's not Spanaway.
That's a feels bad, man.
It really is. It feels bad.
It no matter how much Korean barbecue stir fry he gets, it'll always just be pain.
Yeah, yeah. Monkey brings up a good point when he observes you just have an Australian subconscious in the back of your head. Uh, I get like 2 hours of being a little bit more interesting. My subconscious isn't just some random white dude talking to me. Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask Monkey this. Is Australia like that crazy? Because in America we hear like Australia has like ginormous spiders and all this wild crap and
Oh, not this. We
kangaroos.
we got in
Like,
trouble last week for going off on this tangent.
wait, really?
Yeah, we spent a good 25 minutes after stream, either last week or the week before, talking to Monkey about how Australia's like upside down. Um, we should probably stay on track though.
Yeah.
We're gonna load into game here in 19 seconds. What do you guys think about these drafts? I'm interested to see how TKK does having a normal-ish comp. This game, they're not going with the Bruiser ADC this game, so um,
Yeah, I kind of like the comps of both teams. They're
mhm.
they're pretty stacked, they're pretty standard. Um, yeah, I think it's either team's game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I this I think this Alistar scaling on this Alistar is kind of what I was expecting to see. We've seen Alistar quite a bit this season.
Yeah.
I was kind of caught off guard seeing the Lulu Enchantress right versus a a tankier you know champion in the support role. I will say the appeals got his Graves again. This is the same game one matchup. It was Graves versus Poppy.
Yeah.
I think Neffels maybe trying to redeem himself. Because Graves did get to pick one, right? He was first pick. So, if I'm Neffel there, I'm going, okay, well, the Poppy didn't work out last time. He kind of rolled me. I should pick something else. Maybe something with a little bit more range to stay out of the way of Graves in laning phase. But I think maybe Neffel just had a bad game and thinks he can do better, hopefully. I'd like to see Neffel do better for sure.
Yeah. So we have 3 minutes until spectator delay is gone and done. But
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
would
right,
like to
JL.
I would like to see Jarvan gank a little bit more. I feel like Brick Machine hasn't been too he hasn't affected the lanes too much. Uh,
Hmm.
he's had like a couple ganks here and there, but he needs to, especially with Jarvan, whose ganks are pretty solid,
Hmm.
especially after you get your ult. So I'd like to see that from him, especially since MF can just make or break a game.
Mm. Yeah, no, for sure. Um, Interesting fact: Jarvan has the strongest level 2 gank in the entire game. Once you get your knock up, it's pretty much impossible to dodge without burning flash because it's almost
Yeah,
instantaneous if you're quick on the fingers. If you go if you go EQ right into the flag, into the pike, the lance, and then knock up. Um, so super strong. I want to see a level 2 gank here from Brick Machine, just being super aggressive around the map because that's what Jarvan does. Right? He plays super aggressively early game. He gets the knockups. He gets the ganks. He gets kills for his laner, and then he kind of falls off late game. Right? He becomes an ult bot. He becomes a stun bot, a knockup bot, whatever.
well,
Um,
he still has his uses.
yeah, no, for sure. He's not solo killing anyone. Once
I mean,
we're
he
at like the
could.
30-minute, he
He
could, he could.
he just if he goes against Trundle and they're about even, they just spec each other for like half a minute,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But
just like in freaking JoJo's or something.
yeah, just whacking at each other. Um, I will say, um, we've seen Fitzek twice on the Trundle. He played a game one. He's playing it again game three. Jarvan is, game one. Brick Machine played. I honestly, I'm drawing a blank on what
Yeah,
Brick Machine played
same.
game one. Um, but regardless, Trundle kind of gapped him. He got those kills on
Yeah,
Nuffle early game, right? Um, Jarvan is faster than Trundle though. As far as like early game ganks and things like that.
yeah,
Um, so hopefully Brick Machine plays a little bit more impactfully around his strong lanes.
yeah. Also, something I've noticed is Vlad and Lysandra, they both have their get out of jail free cards with
Hmm.
Vladimir with his pool and Lysandra with her R,
Hmm.
which I just think is kind of funny.
Yeah, no, for
Um,
sure.
but yeah, we have the game loading up in a bit. The spectator delay is over, so we're gonna be in game in just a couple of moments.
Yeah, no, and I mean we went from last game. It was the Echoes. OBS decided that it was done for the day. It kind of gave up, but we are back. TPP versus TKK Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're going to load into Game 3 here in just a second. Hopefully, none of you beautiful people have left in the 15 seconds that we've been offline.
Yeah,
Apologies. Let your friends know that they're going to have to look through 2 VODs if they're going to want the games. Uh, but, all's fair in love and war. No big deal. We're back with it.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
all right, and starting off, it looks like we're just gonna have a normal 5 point, but Physic is gonna see.
Oh, Fitzik
Oh,
was so close to getting that ward. What a
yeah,
shame.
with his Q reset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
Physic,
believe.
wait,
Ooh,
that was a
Fitzik.
little.
Yeah, overextending a little bit. Trundle, I do believe, is one of the few champions that can pick up a stealth ward at level 1 because of his Q reset. You just have to be, on point with the timing.
Yeah.
I mean, even late game, it's kind of hard for champions to pick up stealth wards just because they decide that after 2 hits they're going to go ahead and disappear. We're going to see kind of general 5 points from both teams, though. It looks like. It appears, though, that Trundle is deciding to start in his top side this game instead of his strong side with his bot, which is totally fine. Trundle has main issues. If he gets his blue buff early, he can continue to speed through jungle and into his ganks with his W without any worries.
Well, it's not
So,
so much that. It's also since he doesn't have really any AoE attacks, it's just easier for him to do little
oh,
grubs.
yeah, instead of doing raptors or Krugs, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, especially
Now,
with him starting on top side, I would like to see this gank come in early from him, just like game 1.
yeah, it looks like Jarvan skipped 2 of his top camps. Maybe he's looking for a 3 camp clear terrain to a gank, which I kind of
Mhm.
like.
Yeah.
Early ganks, very very fun.
Let's see. All summoners look pretty normal. Nothing. This is the most. I will say this is the most ordinary game out of all of them. Um, games 1 and 2 were a little bit odd from TKK. Obviously, it worked out for them, but
Yeah.
they've gone back to a more traditional team comp here in game 3. So we'll see how Vacant
Oh,
Tech does in
scaling.
ADC here.
Scaling having to flash to knock out Viking Tech. Nothing coming out of it. However, they do need to be careful with the scuttle coming up. Fitzik could just wait for Jarvan
Yeah,
to. Oh,
he's just waiting for the Jarvan to walk away, and he's gonna come in. Ooh, kind of misses the
that
pillar on the ISO square though.
that was odd.
Yeah,
That was,
he put it in front of him, threw ISO square a foot towards his own tower. Probably should have held off a little bit, or even just got it on the other side of him. But he's just gonna walk off now, and that scuttle is gonna go to Jarvan.
both skulls most likely.
Yeah, most likely actually because Fitzik did not take his top scuttle when he was up there.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. If you see the Jarvan show up, you immediately walk down to counter gank, right? Like totally
yeah.
fine. But at the
I just
same time, your scuttle will be up by the time you do a 3 camp clear, right? It comes up almost immediately after you finish that 3rd camp for the most part. So
yeah,
not taking that is just giving double scuttle to the enemy jungler a lot of the time.
yeah. Peels was trying to grab it since he had lane prio, but uh, TPP didn't allow him to. So
Vladimir
uh,
walks up to help.
yeah, that's what happens when you have mid prio and such. Everything looks about even except for a slight gap between mid laners. Besides that, it's about
Trasalta doing
even.
very well in his CS here, actually. Yeah, he's up by 10 CS currently.
Hmm.
Still gonna be pretty anticlimactic early game. We saw the 1 gank in the bot lane. No kills yet. Both teams are pretty much even in gold. Completely even in gold for the most part. First dragon is up though. It's a fire drag.
Yeah, I don't think Physic is gonna go for it. He usually tries to, if you give off one drag, especially if it's just first drag, that's a-okay. But Brick, we've seen. Oh, I remember. It was Brick Machine was on Gragas.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He tried
Um,
to get Dragon super early, like right off spawn. He was level 4.
yeah,
Not the best of moves, in my
Brit
opinion.
Gragas is one of those champions that can't early clear dragons on his own, right? Because he has to wait for the
Yeah.
long cooldown of his abilities, right? His auto attacks aren't really worth anything for the most part.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe if he was Volibear, he could do that solo, because just of
Fidzik
how
looked. I will say Fidzik should be looking to contestant drag. He doesn't have vision of it, but I mean, being a Trundle, you almost always have early priority over those drags. Um, you beat just about everybody in a 1v1 duel, right?
Yeah.
Trundle being, I would probably say, the second best duelist, 1v1 duelist in the game, right behind Fiora. So,
Well, Olaf's also there, Warwick,
oh,
Tom
yeah,
Kench.
Olaf is there.
Yeah, I think Trundle and Olaf, they're pretty. They both do a lot of damage. They both do a lot of.
They both have a lot
Both
of
does.
healing.
Yeah. And it looks like uh, TPP is able to take drag, no problem. Again, that would. Oh!
Ooh,
Nuffle
Peels
trying to
doesn't
go
get the
in.
tower shot there. Fidzik coming in from behind.
That. Flip it.
What a good
Flip it.
gank. What a good gank.
Flip it. Nuffle is trying to. Nuffle is trying to ult Peels, but was cancelled by his smoke grenade. Oh.
Oh, vacant. Oh,
Oh.
dang.
Yeah. Hate to see it.
Oh, you hate to see the Rammus emote too. Oh, the okay.
If he had landed his W, she might have been still in the range
Yeah.
of the turret
Yes.
and maybe gotten out of there scot free, but very unfortunate. That's
I
2
will
kills
say,
to.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we all know what sound goes with that emote. You've all heard the voice line. It feels bad. We all hate to hear it. Just the okay as Rammus rolls around. So.
Yep. If I were Fitzik right now, I will look to, yeah, as you can see, he's trying to take this Herald since Peels is holding his own against top lane. He did get that first
Mhm.
blood. Oh wait, no, he did not get that first blood. That was
Trundle picked up
Trundle.
the first kill.
Yeah, but still, he's doing pretty well. He has prio, and this is more important than a first drag. Much more important.
The first
Especially
rift.
yeah, especially if you're able to get it this early. That's pretty huge, because then you're giving the second one time to respawn.
Um, yeah, no, I mean that first rift is super influential, especially if you get it early enough to get plating off of the charge, right?
Yeah,
It's so much gold. It's just an insane amount of gold if you get it off properly. So I will say this game not going quite as well for TKK as the last two. I think maybe, Vacant Tech's doing really well. I will say I kind of liked how he was doing with the fasting Senna strat though. Um, he's given up. There's 2 kills on ISO Square right now. They're not shutting them down as hard as they
Oh.
were.
That I just thought about this. Neffel and Brick Machine had a very good combo. If Jarvan just ults someone, Poppy does her E into a Jarvan wall.
Yeah,
That's instant done. That is very, very
yeah,
dangerous.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, if they have the good timing, he throws down the ultimate. She throws somebody into the wall. It could be very bad for them. Alistair can do the same thing too. He can push somebody into a wall if he's inside the Jarvan circle also. So,
Yeah.
something to consider. I will say though, the Lysandra and Graves can get over the wall because they both have dashes. So
Yeah.
they're a little bit safer. However, Jin doesn't have a way out of that circle if he gets caught out. So
Yeah.
Vacantet needs to be a little bit careful here now that
Yeah.
Jarvan is level 7.
Yeah. Maybe if they had a Thresh, he could just throw his lantern, but fortunately that's not the case.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and I think the Leona here is a little bit. I mean, Leona's a better like engage support than Thresh, but at the same time, she doesn't save your ADC as hard, right, in lane or in
Yeah.
fights because she doesn't have a. She's just peel, right? She doesn't have a way to actually save, shield, protect, or throw around your ADC. So
Yeah, like Alistar or Thresh.
Alistar or Thresh, or even um, even the Tom Kench, you can eat your ADC. You don't have to have stacks on them.
Yeah.
You could do it
Yeah.
instantly. So
The next drag is up. Looks like both Fitzig and Brick Machine are gonna try to contend it.
yes, yes. Both bot lanes have back tier though, so it's almost a 1v1. Vladimir looks like he's coming down
And
though,
my
so you
trade,
need to be a little bit
yeah.
careful.
Oh, Fitzig was able to outsmite and grab the Skull Crab. That.
Yes.
Oh, Brick Machine.
Oh.
That. Oh, but
Ooh, good ultimate. Good misfortune. Not gonna catch anybody
yeah.
though. I will say TPP doesn't have a smite now for this drag. They are half health though, so it's something to be careful of if they're gonna fight this team fight. No misfortune ult, though, so they could be a little bit more aggressive if they feel like it.
Yeah, I think that MF ult not being there.
Peel's going over the wall into the Alistair.
It's a little fight
Fidzik
going
not
on.
in a good
Fitz
spot
is
right
getting
now.
caught out. He flashes in, but gets left alone.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
Yeah, going over that wall with an Alistair sitting there, never a good idea, right? You're putting yourself between the cow and the wall. You know what they say, between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
I don't think Alistair is one of those soft cows, so gotta be careful there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay by Fitzsick. If anything, he didn't need to go all out there.
Yeah.
The jungler was out of the equation. He could have just taken it slowly, no rush, but
yeah, and I mean especially because you already have your mythic, right? He already has the shield bow. He has the lifesteal. He can slow roll the fight as much as he wants with that lifesteal. He doesn't need to go over the wall, right? And if you are, put a ward down first. I mean, the ward ended up there eventually, but not when he jumped over. So I just kind of question the play. Yeah, I mean, ISO's 3-0 here. This looks like it's gonna be a different game than the first two. So
yeah, still kind of a slow game. They're both about equal in gold. Oh, we have an engage, and that's.
Ooh, she
Oh,
does
the
get the Leona ult though. ISO square out of mana though.
Yep.
Fitzik coming in again on the Neffel. I'm just gonna kill him.
That was very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I mean, he got the Divine Sunderer now. There's not much that a tank can do to stop Fitzik. He's gonna get caught out here though.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Hopefully. Oh, I think his I don't think he was able to use his Herald.
No, it looks like the Herald has
Expired.
faded out of expired. There's the word. I couldn't think of it for a second. That's unfortunate. Maybe he probably should have just dropped it top there when he was looking to dive on Neffel. Because worst case scenario, you get a charge off and it takes tower aggro.
Yeah, and there's no plate, so it would have been fine either way. Just to get some damage on.
Public getting caught out again here though. Ooh, oh, ISO square. Oh, ISO square does get picked off by the Lysandra.
Salto doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough. He ends up dying.
Yeah, that is a 1 for 3.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a very different game. Maybe they should have stuck to the tank ADCs.
yeah. Yeah, and I wonder if this is a matter of TPP needed to warm up. You know, if they haven't played a whole lot this week together or even just on their own. I'm wondering if it's a matter of that or if it's a matter of now that TKK has decided to switch it up in their bot lane, you know, even their mid lane, kind of playing that control mage. I wonder if they've just switched to something that they're not as comfortable on, or that maybe just doesn't work as well into TPP team comp. Um, you know, if you try to fight ISO square and scaling with the traditional bot lane, there's a good chance that you don't do as well as you might with some other picks, just because of how good they are as a bot lane duo. Um, so, you know, I think maybe the off meta pick there with the Bruiser ADCs was what was giving them the advantage.
Yeah, right now it's not looking too great for TKK. Both the Vladimir and the MF are fed, and those are two champs you do not want gold on.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, it is 4 to 8, right? They're only 1,000 gold up, so actually they're only 600 gold up. So you know, it's not like this game is lost, but you know, they're definitely not doing as well as before games 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think if you can we get or the gold
Yeah.
thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
there
you.
you go. Yeah, Jin's very
Oh,
behind
wow.
compared to the MF.
Top
Um,
side doing super well. Graves is 1,000 gold over Neffel, and Trundle is 1,500 gold over Jarvan.
yeah,
However,
that's
the difference is made up by the bot
and the mid lane.
lane.
Well, slightly. I think that's the thing. You might have like equal amount of gold, but if it's not on the right people, like I'm not saying
Yeah,
heals and
yeah.
Stick can't get the job done, but Vlad and MF are pretty scary champs when they're fed.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. I mean, you may have a 10,000k gold lead, but if all 10k of that gold is on your support, probably not doing as good as you could be.
Although that would be,
Fitzik gonna walk into a 5-man here, though, doing fairly well, though. Salto gonna get caught out, though.
I think they're way too split here. Although that is a kind of a wasted MF ult. You just have to
Yeah, a
get pushed
little
back
bit.
by Alistar. There's only 3 of them left. This is a losing fight, maybe. Yeah, Peels is getting
Fitzik
knocked
and
out way
Peels
too
were
much.
Fitzik and Peels were doing some work there for a second now.
Yeah.
And Gaiman's now 5 and 12 with 3k gold difference on the side of TPP.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can take, like you said, I'm not sure if he actually plays ball lane that much. He is 0 and 3. He had ult up. I think if he played it a little slower, give himself some breathing room, he could have sniped them, you know, soften them up a little bit, and try to get some gold. Because
Yeah,
a Jin without gold, it's not that great.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd like to get Vacant Tech's position on this game. I mean, possibly if we have time after this game is over, if you want to hop in for a minute or two and talk about their bot lane picks and why they switched it up. You know, if not, no big deal. But it'd be interesting to hear from him. You know, worst case scenario, I'll ask him in the Discord. Maybe he'll enlighten us. But
Yeah. And right now they're at Soul Point with 7
yes.
kills and 1k gold lead.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mountain drag here. Gonna make this Alistair and Pavi basically unkillable. I don't know that it's quite as good as the Ocean Drag for them, but you know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's better than a Fire Drag or a Cloud Drag even for the Poppy and Alistair. So, Yeah, Baron is up though, and I just wonder how long until we're going to see a play towards that. Especially because Vlad is in the bot lane. If one of your champions with the most gold on you is in the bot lane, you could always look to force, fights like this exactly. You see the
Yeah.
Jhin ult.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. That's what he needs to be doing.
Ooh, picking
And
off
just
scaling.
like that, yeah, just like that, he gets more and more gold. I was kind of surprised that White didn't TP there because he does have TP,
Mhm.
but I'm guessing he's just like, you know what, I don't want to get myself killed and one person dies.
Right.
Not that big of a loss.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially considering if you're 600, if you're worth 650 gold, you always have to be cautious about your positioning, especially like in lane and just like your macro positioning on the map. You know, it kind of makes me curious though because we saw that was a 5v3, right? It was very good odds for TKK despite being down, but both of TPP's players that are above and beyond, right? Like Misfortune was there. Yeah, she's 4-1, but the Poppy's worth 200 gold. The Vladimir's worth 650 extra bounty gold. So it kind of makes me question why they're putting their bounties in their solo lanes where they can get picked off. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, Vladimir, pretty hard champion to kill with his pool, his lifesteal, and his general he has a lot of health right now for sure. But if I as a player see that a enemy laner is alone in bot lane with a bounty like that, I mean it's a 5-man rotation, right? Like I'd call it there.
Well,
Um,
well, if the enemy team sees that, all they have to do is A, they're on their way, get out. You have a 600 gold bounty. You need to skedaddle.
mhm,
That's all they need to do. If
right,
all of a sudden the whole team's missing, what was that show?
right. It means they're
And
collapsing on you.
yeah, they're hovering around Baron, but doesn't look like they're gonna do it. They're
Yeah,
just
just
trying to
looking to
wait
get
it
the
out.
vision.
Yeah, they're just waiting for a moment for TKK to slip, so they could just take it because they are ahead, but not by a super tremendous amount.
Peels accidentally starts the Baron here trying to take the ward there. Kind of the downside of Graves, he can accidentally hit stuff you don't want to.
Yeah, or
Uh,
not hit things you do want to.
yes, yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
yeah. And we have drag up in less than a minute. They're all backing, going for last buy before this, drag soul.
hmm Yeah, fun fact. Graves ADC, the only ADC whose auto attacks won't follow you if you get out of range of them.
Huh.
Normally if an ADC gets an auto attack off of you, even if you flash out, the auto follows you. Graves autos won't do that. They have a finite range.
That's pretty cool. That
Uh,
Thank you for the
to
fun
be
fact.
Yeah, to be fair though, you don't see it that often just because if you're close enough to get an auto off, like it's almost instantaneous, right?
Yeah. Wow. Brick Machine goes in, he ults, but it gets immediately popped, but so does the enemy team right after.
He throws one blade into the dragon pit with the blast cone.
Yeah, all Vladimir has to do is hold on to his his Q,
hmm
flash in, and they're all basically dead.
Yeah. And they're just gonna throw Graves away. They say no, no, thank you. No
The
Girl
weird thing
Scout cookies
is,
today. What?
yeah, I think they actually could have killed him there, but I don't think Poppy wanted to take a chance of him
Right, just the
sniping with
chance
his
of him
ult.
outsmiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say though? What do I want to know?
I Now I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologies.
Well, yeah, I would like to point out that Neville is doing much better. He's 4-2-4.
hmm
Uh, Whereas last time he was like 3-4, or excuse me, 0-4 or something like that. So
hmm
I think his last two games really boosted him up. And okay, you know what? Enough's enough. You're not gonna 3-0 us. All right,
Yeah,
let's get the
no, for
job
sure.
done. Yeah.
And I think especially as a top team in the rankings right now, and on the leaderboard, like if you get 3 0'd, it doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look bad because people already know that you're like a top dog in the league, right? So maybe you just have an off week.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're letting a team 3-0 you, it's a morale boost to just about every other team that has to play you.
Yeah.
Um,
It gives them
and
kind of a hope in a
yeah,
way.
it gives them hope. And I mean, honestly, it's not something people think about a lot, but like the mental state of players in this game matters a lot. Like it really does. If you get tilted super easily, you start making a lot of mistakes. If you assume you're going to lose a game when you go into it before the game's even started, you're going to make mistakes. You're not going to play as efficiently as you should be.
Yeah.
Um,
As we're saying that, they're about a quarter way done with Baron, and
yep.
there you go. Yeah, that true damage from Poppy's Sunfire Cape, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is
It's
a lot.
quite a bit.
Uh, Speaking
And
of
now the
Sunfire Cape, I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go.
I don't know if anybody saw it. If any of you are on the League of Legends subreddit, somebody may have posted in the Discord too. There was a video last week of an interaction with Sunfire Cape. Zach Blobs, right, while his passive is going on, still proc Sunfire Cape, and it was a clip of a Karthus killed the Zach and then walked up to auto the Blobs and died. And then Zach came back up with his passive.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And
it was.
that is a pretty big MF ult. Will it be enough though? Yes, it will, because
Oh,
MF does a whole lot of damage.
I thought Fitzik was gonna get away there, but they're gonna run it down.
And there's the ace.
Yeah, with Baron buff, that's game. They're gonna look to end here for sure.
More than likely, yeah.
Monkey, do you think you could whisper? Well, actually, the game's over. Do you think you could send a message to Vacant Tech or someone at TKK and maybe get them in here to talk about their draft? Oh, that's fine. I'll do it.
All right. And just like that, Game 3 goes to TPP. Although they did lose the series, they gave it their best in Game 3.
Okay. Yeah, Hopeless, can you get into the green room? Or should we just move down to a lobby?
Or just he's
Okay, yeah. Hopeless, if you could just go ahead and join a voice chat, Jazz will move you. We can talk about that game. That is going to be a 2-1 for TKK here. TPP going to take up the game 3. There he is, Hopeless, team captain for TKK. Hopeless, how are you doing?
Woo! I get to be on stream. I'm doing good. We did
Good
not.
game.
I'll be honest. We did not exactly expect to come out on top. I'm
Yeah,
sure many people thought that.
2-1 for your team this week. Against TPP, I applaud you, sir. Very good showing.
Thank you.
So talk to me and Toasty. What's with the Bruiser ADC? What happened draft
What?
1 and 2?
What? You never
I
heard of?
mean,
Okay,
it
so
worked out, but what's the idea behind it? What's going on there?
I'm not sure if you ever picked up that there's a little bit of craze like back when Senna was being played a lot, especially in the support position.
Yeah, the fasting setup. Yeah,
The number one pairing with that in solo queue was Cho'Gath.
really.
And that's something I've played a lot because typically as an ADC, a normal ADC, Senna is very hard to work with because you're a double marksman bot lane, and it just if they pick any sort of engage, if you don't already know what their bot lane is, you're just kind of screwed. So to counter that, you pick someone with a higher HP bar. And then if you like with tanks with the TK that just has absurd base damages, that's kind of where the Cho'Gath fits in because usually you go in that case you would go Glacial Augment then running Everfrost on Cho'Gath, and you just walk through with people and just ultimate 500 or 1000 HP.
Right.
They just die, and like that's basically if you hit a Q or rupture on the enemy ADC, you just flash out, eat them, and you've won the game. You've won the lane at that point.
Right.
So it was an adaptation from that. We were just kind of throwing out ideas on what we could do. Specifically, we knew that we had vacant because Germ wasn't able to be in here.
Now, let me ask you, what is Vacant's main role? He's your sub,
Vacant's a
but what does
top
he
laner,
normally play? He's a top laner. Okay, so
so
that makes
uh,
sense that he's playing that Tom Kench Mordekaiser type role.
yeah, he does play a couple ADCs. He plays Samara very well, and he does okay on Jin.
Right.
At least that's what he says. So we in the last game we put him on Jin, and it was we definitely tried. We definitely got outscaled by TPP's bot lane there. I think what saved us in game one and game two was how different our bot lanes were with the Bruiser Senna bot lane.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean
think they
Peel's
knew if they could do anything to us.
Peel's
So
kind of went ape mode game one and two
Oh,
also. He
absolutely.
was.
yeah, we had some really good stuff around the map, but
Mhm,
I feel like being able to make sure that our bot lane just wasn't counterable in any case.
mhm,
All we have to do is just ride out the early game until 6, and then look for picks or kills or team fights. Um, I mean, once like in the first game, once Tom Kench gets one item, an ADC can't really kill him. So
yeah, no, for sure, for
it,
sure.
you need at least a 3v2 or probably a 4v2 to get out of that fight unscathed. So
Hmm. Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
I was
Um,
really happy with the adaptation. It was something that we basically just pulled out of our butts today, and we did a couple practice games to make sure that we could do it in custom. And I'm so glad that we're able to do that and then adapt it with the Mordekaiser, which was something different and interesting. But when we thought of it, we're like, all right, let's go. They didn't ban the sign up. We'll take it.
right, right.
Um,
Uh, well, we are coming up on almost a 3 hour stream here. The VODs are split up a little bit. Thank you, Hopeless, for coming in talking to us about your team comp. Uh, congrats to you guys. You guys did great. Congrats to TPP. You guys played awesome as well. It
yeah,
was a
they
very
were
good
they had a good
series.
showing.
Yeah.
So.
So, Toasty Boy, any final thoughts?
Um, I just wanted to ask, um, do you plan on doing those sort of comps in the future, or since Drumstone was out today, will he just be playing normal things like MF, Zaya, stuff like that, or do you think you want to keep on going with these types of comps in the bot lane?
That does really kind of depend. Be honest, we out of all the teams, I feel I can't really say this. I speculate that we probably do the most amount of prep work. Um,
Hmm.
for Salto, I think he spent almost his entire day putting prep work in.
Wow.
So we could figure out exactly what TPP plays, how they play, and what we could do to counter this. Um,
Well, it paid
so
off for sure.
it really did. I suspect that we could see that with Germsign, um,
Mhm.
but in general, our Germsign is our most one of our most proficient ADCs. So I would not
Right.
be surprised if maybe we try that one game against LOW next week. Otherwise, we'll probably stick with pretty standard stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I mean, I'd love to see it. Maybe swap Peels down to that top lane in the bot lane role, and then, you know, let Germ Sand play an ADC top lane. Who knows? But it was a lot of fun. It was really interesting. I think that's the first time we've seen something like that this season. I think everybody got a good kick out of it. Everybody's surprised. I'll say I thought this was a TPP game, and you proved me wrong. So hats off to you
I am
and TKK.
astounded and amazed to be able to destroy everyone's expectations.
All right. Well, uh, really happy to hear from you. Great game, great series. We will go ahead and end the stream there, though, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. It was a lot of fun. And we will see you tomorrow night at 8 CST, I believe, for game two of this week 5. Signing off from Soundwave, Toasty Boy.
See y'all
And we
later.
will, yep, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.